Going to assume you're all playing Jamboree, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I assume that you have Jamboree, yeah.
I do have Jamboree. I just need to put it in because I was playing Zelda before.
I'm assuming Echoes, or?
Yeah. Although I finished it a while ago, but I still have the cartridge in there.
Okay.
It's a good game.
So I've heard, yeah. I didn't do as well, sadly, but it was still like a good time.
It was, I mean, to be fair, it is the best Legend of Link game that came out, so...
No, that's not true. Zelda's Adventures, right? Just kidding. No, Zelda's Adventures sucks ass.
Dude, we can't talk about this without talking about Link's crossbow training.
Okay, that game's good, though. That's just a fun, like, little, like, arcade-style, like, shooter game.
Tinko's balloon fight is where it's at.
Now, see, Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess Picross? No, that's the real game right there.
Do I have an icon? I don't have an icon for Time Thief. Hang on.
Which in hindsight, I'm not sure why. Well, I guess I wasn't into Picross at the time, so why did not redeem
damn
that?
Hey, just grab some of the Yu-Gi-Oh card art.
No. I'm just going to use the one off of Fugi. Like, I assume you
There we
have
go.
one for Fugi.
Spooky?
Oh. Your default icon for Fugi is the Pondaru, but with you.
Wait, what happened? I'm confused.
Oh,
What's going on?
do you not know what Fugi is?
No. Is that like a... Those Japanese?
No, Fugi is the Kokam icons that I use for my Kokams.
Those.
Yeah.
Right. I forgot about those, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, your default one is the, is a Pondaru, but of yourself.
A Pondaru?
Yeah, like, like, you know, the, Fate character who's dressed as Santa.
Hadoru.
Padoru.
Oh, Hadoru.
Yeah,
Okay.
I thought I pronounced it correctly.
Hadoru.
I heard Pandoru.
There's an N in there.
No,
there
it's
isn't.
Pandoru.
Oh,
Padoru.
Yeah.
I'm an English degree. Don't argue with me.
You're not
It's a
English
Japanese
degree.
term.
Padoru. I was so confused.
No, but it's a Japanese term.
It's an Albany expression.
Thanks.
You know, it's Japanese dragons, like this dragon talisman. Guys, you spot the dragon talisman on stream yet?
The Dragon
Actually, I
Salesman
feel-
is still on stream.
Actually, I'm fairly certain Padoru is katakana.
Hang on, let me move the Dragon Talisman somewhere else. Where should I put it?
Sorry, I don't speak
You just put it
Italian.
directly into the tip jar.
Yep, I'll put it on top of the tip jar like this. No, you're right. You know what? I should put it inside of the tip jar. You're right.
Yeah, just put the source under it.
Yeah, hang
What
on.
if you
Are we-
made the
There we
Dragon
go.
Talisman bit icons?
Are we playing with motion controls?
No, we're playing with
No.
no.
Okay.
Mostly because it'd be too annoying otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess. I wouldn't mind either way, but okay. No.
I played
What?
one game with motion controls. It was alright.
Motion controls aren't terrible. Also, for
They're
some reason,
not.
I opened up the game and immediately am getting experience points. What?
Probably from the last game you played.
Yeah, that's probably it because, like, you know, you probably got experience from playing online and you closed the game before then.
I did not think that it would like maintain it.
Yeah.
I guess I'll wait for you to invite me or something.
Thank you for being at the top of the list.
You're welcome. I think.
I need to see your Mario Party cards when you come in. Hopefully none of
No,
it is
you're-
cursed.
Oh, you'll love mine.
You're gonna love this. Trust me. What's up?
Why am I
Okay.
surrounded by munchkins?
Welcome to my non-Wario characters. To try
Why
and
are
get
you-
achievements. Nobody plays Monty Mole.
Yeah, nobody plays Ninja apparently.
It's funny because I thought that was Nick, because I know Nick plays Ninja.
Nobody plays Ninja except the cool kids. Wait, who's playing?
Maniacal Time Thief Nick.
Oh, it says right there. I'm dumb.
Nick, you got the invite, or do you need me to throw another one at you?
I have it. I'm just like taking care of some things. Let me change my character first.
Okay.
Hey, Limit.
Yeah.
Hey, Limit.
Yeah.
Hey, Limit. Your Mario Party card is bad.
What?
You want to talk, and it's not your Mario Party card.
What's wrong?
Yeah, what about it? What's wrong with mine?
Yeah, I wonder.
Listen, at least I'm not trying to commit arson.
Look,
Mm-hmm.
no, you don't get it. You do not get
You
what I'm
really
saying.
don't get it, honestly.
Wait, what am I supposed to be getting? Oh, is that because it's flaming like it's gay or something?
Sure.
Is that what's going on right now?
Sure.
It's okay to be at a loss.
No, I don't understand.
You know, it was. I actually found like this lost item report one time at like a hotel. I remember I thought I like lost like some posters. Thankfully, instead of them being lost, I was able to find them.
Maniacal, what the frick are they doing? What are they doing?
What's the issue?
This is comical.
What are you doing? I still don't understand what Time Thieves is all about.
It's okay. I'm sure. Like, despite you being at a loss, like you'll find it.
I'm actually impressed that Maniacal got it immediately.
I am so incredibly mad right now. I just realized.
Which you realize.
See, at least Nick is more wholesome than you guys.
I played 30 hours of this game. Dang.
Birdo's
not
shooting
playing.
Wario out of his cannon. Her
Alright, so we're
cannon, thank
building.
you.
Merper.
Time TV. You played every board?
Nope.
Okay, which ones have you not played then?
I don't think. I think I haven't played the Bowser board and the one of the clouds, the Mario.
Mario Rainbow Castle. I literally just played Mario Rainbow Castle, so I don't want to go there just again.
That's fine.
Do
No,
you
that's
guys
fine.
do you guys like
I don't-
party rules or
I
pro
don't-
rules?
Party rules are just much better, trust me.
I mean, Pro Rules makes everything skill based, which is neat, but I like the chaos more. I also don't mind like replaying boards, anyways. But I have not technically I haven't played Bowser board or the Rainbow Castle. So I'm down for the Bowser board, but otherwise,
I've never played it. I'm kind of curious.
We do
Alright.
Bowser. 'Cause I think me and Nick have played everything by this point.
I finished the single player mode, so
Go ahead.
so I kind of know the board a little bit. But yeah,
Okay. Yeah, motion mini games off. Make sure you remember that. Oh, we doing a 20-turn game? Okay.
Should
you
we
wanna?
like how many turns are you guys down for?
I was cool with whatever.
As
but,
many
like,
as,
I was just
as many as you
doing it.
want. If you want 20, I'll do 20.
Limit,
Hey,
you
we're
I
want
ain't got
me or
work
Dave?
tomorrow.
Limit, you want me or David to set up a prediction?
Yeah, go ahead. Please do.
Alright,
Thank you guys.
David offered first. You want to take care of that?
Do you guys prefer voting or random minigames?
Random.
That one I don't mind.
Okay, we'll leave it at that then.
I prefer random just because if it's like voting, I'm just gonna vote for like the coin games, and it's like what's the fun in that?
I like how I'm the one human character surrounded by a bunch of munchkins.
Excuse you. You're the chaperone.
I'm here
We're
to
on a field-
babysit
we're
all
on
of
a-
you.
Yeah, we're on a field trip.
I went
Nick,
to- yeah.
Where's the gift shop?
Nick, I'm expecting you to carry my son to victory.
I want astronaut ice cream.
I'm taking you to see my baby daddy Bowser.
Yo,
Mhm.
astronaut ice cream is so good. I haven't had some in forever. I like a fool once ordered some off Amazon, and then like a week later found some at a Michael's. I'm like, God damn it!
Is
I
this
mean-
everyone's first time playing this board? You know what? Sure, why not? Explain it.
Technically, it is.
Imposter Bowser looms over this secret base. Okay, vote him out. The dangerous Bowser byway surrounds Imposter Bowser. You'll face attacks and direction changes, so be careful. So I'm guessing it changes like every turn or something?
Happening spaces.
Okay, so near the back is Bowser's giant vault where he keeps the items that he steals. If you know the passcode, maybe you can open it.
Yeah, this board is nuts. So like they just said there, if Bowser steals like coins from you or anything like that from like just his spaces or whatnot, that just goes into the vaults.
Ooh.
So it's like
so
the
they're not lost forever then.
it's
You can
like
open
the
it and get it, yeah.
it's like that
Plenty?
homebrew. It's like the just the what is it? The parking space from Monopoly, where it's like all the taxes go there, and then if you land on it, you get all of them. Like that homebrew rule.
The free parking space homebrew
That's-
rule, yeah.
That's the one. Yeah, it's like that, except you have to guess the passcode.
All
Alright,
right,
watch
so really quick,
go.
the predictions are all live now. So if you guys want to vote on who's going to win, please predict now. I see 2100 on Maniacal. Why do me and Nick have 0 votes?
I'm used to it. Nice.
What do you
You're right,
mean,
Nick, on
nice?
So yeah, he's gonna roll this fat 7.
I got 69 on Nick. I believe in you.
Oh yeah, someone dropped 929.6 on me for some reason.
My gift subs no limit has expired. Oh no. If only someone could give me another one so I don't have to like watch any ads and give more gift subs to limit.
I have a notification on Twitch, but my notification thing is broken. It's like infinitely loading and it can't go away.
Maniacal, did you say that because KV's in the chat? I swear to freaking God.
No. I literally just said it because I just got notification for that.
Maniacal, type in chat, I'm lazy.
Katie's literally baiting you.
No, I'm not fucking falling for it.
Here we go.
Nick, aren't you subs? I thought you were naturally a reoccurring sub for me.
I just haven't been around lately, and I keep forgetting to use my Twitch Prime sub.
Whatever, I guess.
That is valid.
So what's that lever thing?
That can just switch the direction whenever you want.
Oh.
That
Like,
makes
you
sense.
can choose whichever direction it is, or it will just go the
swaps
opposite.
Opposite.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So if you want to make it go the other way.
Gotcha.
I've only
KB,
played
thanks
the
for your
board
gifts up to
once.
Nick. I really do appreciate it.
Is a star at? It's all the way in the back. Okay.
So how do you guys feel about this board anyway?
I like it. Like the one time I played it. I think it's really
Hot.
The last time I played this board, I got 2 hidden block stars and still lost.
I've never played this board before in my life, so I have no idea how it's actually going to go.
You know, Nick,
Sure,
now
let's-
that you have a more clear mic, I actually have to lower your audio now.
I mean, I purposely lowered mine when I got it. Like, I lowered mine to like 70%.
Ba-da-da-ba-ba-da.
Cracking up some trying to give sub. Let's go, KB. Ooh, 12 coins. Nice. Oh, let's make your money back too. Hell yeah.
And then some.
Yeah.
I do not know the strategy for this board, so it's probably a good thing people didn't vote as much as they should have for me.
Win.
Yeah, basically.
But what if I want to lose?
Well,
And that's
I mean,
the new-
that's a strategy. It's not the winning strategy, but you know.
Oh no, I pressed the wrong button. Oh well, it doesn't matter.
Oh.
I don't need it.
That's the new Alfred video. That's not this video. Stream limit. Like, did you watch that one where they were trying to lose?
Yeah.
Honestly, that's not a bad thing to get.
That was crazy because they had like 6 hidden blocks in that.
Yeah.
Of course they did.
I forget.
Yeah,
Wow.
Choo-choo board's real good. I like it.
The choo-choo board is so wild. I know that's
Yeah.
I know it's from 2, but like, I'd forgotten how it worked.
Why are we calling it choo-choo board and not Western Land?
All right.
Because there's a
On the train.
choo-choo on the train. There's a choo-choo on the train.
I roll last, so this kind of sucks, but it's still funny.
Super creepy. I mean, that's until our next turn. Like, next time we would roll. It's so good.
Hey, what's up?
Not much.
Item bag. Oh my god, it's actually the item bag. Are you kidding me?
He's in
Thank
4th,
you.
so the odds are better.
I mean, it's better if you have no items, though.
Come
Are you
on, dude.
kidding me? A super mirror? Super warp mirror?
No, that's isn't that the regular one?
Wait, what does this one do?
No, it's just
yeah.
swap mirror, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'll still take that.
Star
random.
Stealing Hex is not that good this early.
The swap mirror isn't normally on this board, I don't think.
Hi, by the way, Tom. It's been since we talked.
Been okay. Been trying to find work. Been working on personal stuff and trying to get back into streaming very slowly.
Hey, take all the time you
Balls.
need, dude. Just like at the end of the day, like focus on your self-care, you know?
Yeah, I know. I just feel bad because I want to maintain some kind of consistency, but you know.
It's
Look
hard, dude. I
closely.
feel that.
You gotta pace yourself.
Oh, gee, this one might be a little hard, guys.
A jackal? A jackal. It's a jackal.
It's a jackal.
Buzz Lightyear. Oh God.
I just hoped and prayed I was on the right one.
I'll be real. You guys were moving so much I couldn't tell which one was me.
I went the wrong direction, dude. I can remember Monty Mole.
I was like, "Where's Peach? Where's Peach?"
I
It
think that's
should, be,
something.
it should be next to your like player icon or like close to it.
Okay.
Yo, is that Luigi?
Yosh.
I love that.
Yeah. Okay.
In one portion of the minigame, you can see Diddy Kong on these, and that's the only appearance he has in this game.
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention.
I don't know, man. This one.
It was Koopa.
Please. Yeah.
No,
Oh.
it's Hammer, bro. What?
I
Thanks,
gaslit
Got
you.
him.
I hate you.
Thank you.
This for all the marbles.
I'm actually I'm actually glad I paid attention. Oh god, this is gonna be the annoying one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because sometimes based on their position.
The dry bones are also in different poses.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even notice that, but you're right.
This one? I don't know.
Oh, no, yeah, no, it's the left one.
Oh,
I was
let's
paying-
go.
I was paying attention to the dry bones poses. I wasn't paying attention to the.
You know what?
poses.
I'll take
Same.
second. I'll take second.
Share that second with me, Limit.
No, get out of my face.
No.
You're a stupid mole who tries to eat all my carrots. Rabbit freaking hates you. That's why he has a hoe.
Dirty
I do love
hoe.
carrots.
We're really quoting that now, are we?
Honestly, Rabbit always struck me more of as to have a husband.
I love the Cat in the Hat for all the wrong reasons, honestly.
Yeah, I mean most people do. Whose stream was I on? Was it Green's that we brought that up?
Was it
I remember
Aelita's?
recently.
Was that Aelita's?
I don't think I was on Lolita's stream anytime recently. But like I know I was in a conversation where the Cat in the Hat movie came up, where people were just like talking about all the weird shit from that movie.
Mm-hmm.
This game definitely has one too many of those multiple choice games. There's also a ton of survival games too. Like the sandwich one, the wind blowing one. Are you kidding me?
Wow, really?
Time Thief, are you for real right now, my man?
Well, he
I don't
isn't.
know, am I?
Are you a real person right in this call right now?
I just like looking at it.
Well, while you're doing that. Okay.
So
Okay,
annoying.
that's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Chat, let me know. Is the audio balanced for the call as well as the game? If the game needs to be louder, let me know. Oh my god, you're not kidding. It is all the way in the back.
Yeah.
It seems good to you? Okay. Well, just give me a heads up if you guys need me to change anything. Lucky sevens! Or 17, that's
Wow,
fine
really?
You're one
That's
off.
right before the star.
too. Right?
Oh wait, I didn't win the minigame. I don't have the opportunity to do a funny thing right now.
Oh.
You're welcome.
Oh, that's how this works. Oh, okay.
There's also like the Mecha Koopas, which like you have to roll high enough when you pass them, and if you like roll enough, you break them and get money.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'll make it next turn.
What do you want to buy?
Do I really want to spend money when I don't have the money? I don't have the money. I won't be able to get the star otherwise.
You need to win the next minigame for starters.
No.
No?
If I get fourth, I get 1 coin, I think.
Third, at least.
Oh, third? Oh, God. Okay.
Anyway, hi guys.
Unless it's like a 1v3. Hold up, what?
Nick, it doesn't matter. I'm literally right
Hey,
in
Nick.
front of it.
Hey,
No,
Nick.
but it's so funny. See, like I rolled a 1 to free too.
Time Thief, where was that fuck you from?
That was from Big Bill Hells. That's the
Bill
fuck you,
Hell's
Baltimore.
Cars that break down.
Oh god.
Fuck you, Bowser!
I also have.
Oh god, another one of these?
The same one, really?
It's basically the same thing!
Oh, for fuck. Yeah. It's the
I'm
same
playing
thing,
more-
but a different control scheme.
I'm playing this a fun way.
You're just going to mash, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
Oh, who's gonna win? Yeah, let's go.
Damn it.
Well,
I'm
That's
mad.
bars.
I'm so mad. I'm so
you
mad.
having fun yet? You
Well,
having fun yet?
I'm just better, guys.
Round 2.
You guys are cheaty McCheater persons.
I think
Got
it's
him.
that one. But I might be stupid. Nope.
I am so maniacal. How are you? What? Why?
Round 3.
Wait, he guessed wrong the first time.
It doesn't matter if what I pick. I mean, you guys need to get first to win.
You all have such brain rot.
I had the
No
wrong one.
shit.
Let's
I
go.
had the right one. I pressed the wrong
How?
button.
How?
Wait, there's 5 rounds. I forgot.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
No, I think I messed up.
Oh, yeah, we're stupid.
Yo, let's go. Yo, I'm the best. I'm so good at this video game.
Final
All right,
round.
now the final round, aka the bullshit round.
Wow, and Ike are actually trying.
No.
Okay. Why did I do that?
Why did you do that?
Because you're a gamer.
I blame Maniacal.
I should have went left. I was thinking about going left.
Finish.
Damn limit.
Man, it's almost as if I had a brain cell that you guys aren't using.
Winner.
I was
My
trying.
cell.
You know what? You were trying, Time Thief. I take it back.
Oh,
Maniacal and
I was trying it, and I tied with limit. Or maniacal. Sorry.
Maniacal and Nick, don't share.
Sorry, my brain was thinking Nick, and I said limit, and then I said wait, I meant and I was wrong both accounts.
I like how
Oh,
they
what?
Bowser starts.
wait, excuse
right,
me?
That's the thing with this board. That's right. Every few turns he does something.
What?
Oh,
Oh
so it's
no!
He's going to
Also,
add
what's
some
up?
Bowser spaces.
Yeah, you can do this.
So it's the Bowser meter mechanic from Mario Party 7.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So it's the Bowser what?
In Mario Party 7, at every few turns, there's a Bowser meter that fills up.
Oh
and
yeah!
When it's all the way full, Bowser does something bad to the board.
Come on, come on.
I remember that. Yeah.
Let's go.
Maniacal, why are you doing this? What did I do to you today? This was supposed to be my de-stressor, and now you're taking all my pain away.
Oh, let me. You're the one that wanted to play Mario Party.
You know what? You're right. You know what? I shouldn't be complaining. I got lighter in 12 pulls. I should be happy.
Yeah, you bastard.
I'll pretend like I know what you're talking about. I know
Oh,
it's
I just got
endless,
I just got the limited character in Zenless in a really quick way.
but- Okay.
Which character?
Yeah.
Lighter.
I don't know who that is.
He's a biker guy who is really beefy. People love him because he's
Not
manly.
even that beefy.
Dude,
I
have you
don't know,
seen
like-
him shirtless?
Dude,
Oh,
like,
okay.
No,
that,
but I
man,
believe I can believe that you have.
that man is packing some prime ribs.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Because when I think beefy, I don't think he's more lean.
He's got the muscles.
I know he does.
Who are we talking
Who are you
about?
talking
Talk about Zenless character.
A gotcha character.
Yeah.
You got a star.
He's got the
You got a
meats.
star.
He's the full RB brand.
Yeah.
Caledon, they have the meats.
Fuck. Oh, it's on the other side.
Can we
Is
get it from
Wait.
there? Wait, how do you get there?
Oh, I should have bought a key. God damn it.
Oh,
Why would that matter, Mike? You're broke.
Yeah, but Lucky Space was right there. Could have gotten coins.
Oh, it takes you all the way back to the beginning? Jeez.
Yeah, basically there's a bunch of dead ends and they always take you back to the beginning. It's like that mountain well, I guess there's like multiple stages like that, but it's like the mountain one from 7?
My immediate thought.
Pagoda Peak? Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
Pagoda Peak.
My immediate
Or-
thought was Goomba's Boardwalk from Mario Party 8.
That also that's why I was like in my mind I'm like, wait, there's multiple boards that are like that. Except that it splits.
What you thinking here, time?
Nothing, shut up.
Not think about anything. You're so real for that.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
I'm half tempted to just put up lighter and like make him less opaque over the screen.
Wait, where does I just realized I have a 1, 2, 3. This could end very badly. Let's go.
He's
You
the
just-
secret 6 co-comp.
Good
Oh,
luck,
gosh.
Time Thief. Oh,
Just
actually,
put up
that's
ending. Put up an incredibly wide lighter that is just transparent.
No, I just put up his abs.
Ba-da-da-ba-ba-dum.
Well, I can't do anything, so let's go.
Oh, let's go.
This better not be a Bowser space. Oh no, it just takes me back. Okay.
That's just lucky.
It's a Lucky Space plus a 10 coins.
No, that's just blue.
No, it's Lucky.
You're right. I just didn't see it because of your fat ass.
Yeah. I play the fat characters, apparently Monty, Mole, and Wario.
Ooh, a pipe.
I know
I'll
5.
take it.
I know 5 fat guys, and you are 4 of them.
That's actually really good on this board right now.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Actually, it's really good because I'm at the very beginning, so it'll only take me forward.
Just realized we're about to loop Nick. He's barely moved.
Yes. Anyway, I'm just gonna put that there.
Ooh, dirty. Love it.
Maniacal, don't say it like that ever again.
What?
Oh, I'm rolling big. I rolled higher than a free.
Let's go.
The maniacal fat ... ass. Get another
Another-
iron bag. Do it.
I don't need it. I need money.
Bonus minigame.
Speaking of money,
Ooh, here we go.
Bonus minigame.
Actually,
Do we have
the
another
game's
choice?
a little quiet on my end. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit.
Who's quiet?
No, I said the game's a little quiet.
Yo, Scarousel.
I was waiting for you to say it.
Don't say it like that. Hi, Liam.
Liam! Thank you so much for the raid! Hello, Liam Lounge! How y'all doing? The name's No Limit, y'all. Might know me as a blind variety streamer that plays the games that he never played through before. That being said, though, we're currently tackling some Mario Party because I had stuff to do today and I just want to hang out with some friends.
How was Zooter?
Bonk or burn? Oh no! I'm guessing you had to go through Dompe's gauntlet race, huh? How'd that go?
Was Dompe important for once?
Start.
Mr. Yoshi, thank you for a follow. Appreciate it.
No, today? Nice. Let's go. 0-1.
Oh, 0 bonks, 1 burn. Got 27th out of 53. That's not too terrible. Oh, I should be paying attention to what's going on.
I don't remember what Dompe. Well, is Dompe like the race?
Yeah, Dompe's the race.
He's like the ghost race, the cemetery. The
Oh
time
fuck!
skip.
Oh fuck! And I'm down.
It's going to speed up any moment now, though. But yeah, I hope all y'all liked Mario Party because we're going to be doing this for the next hour and a half.
At least.
Yeah, for sure. We're literally
Wait, how
at
many-
the beginning of the game.
Wait, how many turns did you put it on?
20.
20.
Oh, it's not gonna be an hour and a half. It's gonna be way longer.
Oh,
No,
it's
it's
2
gonna be
hours.
at least
Okay, we're going to be here for 2 hours.
Shit, damn it.
No! No, 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 no! I
I
hate...
don't know how I won that.
Winner.
You thought I called him Dumpy? No, no, let's not.
Got 27 out of 53rd. Nice. Let's go.
Is now a bad time to to talk about how there's that one set of streamers that call him Dampy Dumper, and have like they made like an emote about it.
New turn.
It's like the Grimace McNuggies thing, but with Dampy.
It's
Oh,
him.
Wario.
Jamboree.
I was
boy.
gonna make the joke that he would never show up, and then he's the first one we get.
Literally first guy.
If I could just get him and get his mini game and like, get his effects, I don't ever have to play Monty Mole again.
Oh, and if I didn't say so already, Liam, once again, thank you so much for a raid. If you gotta do any post-stream stuff like get food, get water, or go rest or whatever, all that self-care stuff, do what you gotta do. Thank you so much again for the raid. Appreciate you so much.
Is there an achievement for getting his thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's an achievement for like using everybody's like special action.
Okay, that's fair.
The hard one is Rosalina because she's a motion minigame one, from what I've been told.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
but it is a fun
Alright.
motion minigame.
You're getting Wario, I guess.
Maniacal's locking in.
Who is Rolf? This is my good buddy, Gaddy Shack.
Hi.
Hello, Gad.
Got D.
Did you not want to play Mario Party? Or you just don't own it.
He doesn't own it.
I don't own the game. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, chances are the Christmas Lane is really cute.
Yeah, my Christmas Lena came out so well. Shout out to my buddy Phantom Skylar for drawing her. Hang on, let me see if I can give you guys a clear view of her without the chat.
Oh,
While you're
there's a
doing
star.
that,
I want Wario.
That's a Phantom Skull.
That's nice. Anyways,
Yeah, I saw that coming.
Oh!
Saw that
Third.
coming. God
Get
damn
back,
it.
PJ.
Well, I guess I'm going for the star
Well-
now.
Yeah, that
Hold the
makes
lever,
sense.
Ninja.
What?
This is going to work out so well in your favor.
Unless
Yeah, you're fine. No Bowser space.
Can you roll a 3?
no.
No, no.
I told you.
Even better.
Nice.
I didn't know there were boss fights in this. Well, pseudo boss fights.
3 coins for the vault.
I mean, there are the
Oh.
ones in single player. Which, if you do them in single player, you can actually unlock them as minigames to show up as battle minigame.
I don't know where I'm going. Let's go. Take me to the star. Oh, it's taking me.
Ooh.
Oh, it took me really far.
That's
Okay.
really far from Wario, though, but it is closer to the star.
Yeah. It also put me next to the item shop so I can just like buy something here too.
Yeah.
But why would you?
That's a good question. I mean, why would I want to redistribute back into the economy when I can hoard all my money?
I can think of a couple of good options here.
That's
Okay.
the American way, I think.
Woo!
Ba-da-da-ba-ba-da.
Yeah, I missed Wario, but it's fine. Wait. Actually, where is Wario? Oh yeah, Wario's on the right. Yeah.
On the right side, yeah.
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 Oh well.
Kind
But
be this
you
like
are
the-
on the way to the star, technically.
Yeah.
If you go,
That
Uh,
will take away coins from you.
No, going up is a lucky.
Oh wait, no, that's lucky. I was like, I've miscounted.
Yeah, I'm
is
fine.
that the? Will you still get the star that way?
Yeah, I'll be fine if I go this way, I think.
Okay.
Unless,
Unless I have anything to say about it.
no, because I'm right here.
That is also true.
Oh, you want to swap with me?
Yeah, I mean, like, this is the best possible time for me to use this.
I'm gonna be so mad. I'm gonna be so mad.
Thanks.
I'll take it.
That's closer to Wario.
I just wanted to be anywhere but there.
Playing as Peachy removes the chance for a half price stars. That is true, Fenrold.
I might have, yeah, I got him, I think.
Yeah, you got yeah, you got Wario if you go for him.
Well, you don't get Wario, but you trigger Wario.
True. You have to win the minigame.
Showdown minigame.
Have y'all seen Wario's minigame?
No, actually.
Wards is like one of the most common ones I've gotten.
The most common
Sounds
one
like-
I've gotten was Waluigi.
Yeah, it sounds like you have to play
Really?
with Maniacal because he plays Wario all the time.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Actually, no, I don't think we had time to play this together yet.
Nope.
Yeah, that's why I said it sounds like you have to play with Maniacal.
Yeah, no, I haven't.
Can we just skip that beginning bits? Anyways, it's WarioWare.
But we have to answer
Kinda?
questions.
Yep.
I wish it was like a WarioWare type thing. That would have been really funny.
That would have been cool, yeah.
This is the closest they could get to WarioWare, honestly, so I do appreciate it.
Yeah.
Round 1.
Which way to the exit? I don't freaking know.
That's the wrong side.
Damn, we got that one quick. I was going down, not up. Ugh.
Round 2.
Alright. Going for it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go for it.
I was like hoping. I was betting on the under.
Find Wario's cock.
Maniacal, don't phrase it like that.
Ah, damn it.
It's his balls, not his
Round
cock.
4.
More so his crotch.
Find Wario's what?
Oh, is that it?
Oh wait, no, that's not even it.
Ah, shit.
Yeah, let's go!
That sucks for us.
Round 5.
Yeah. Double points.
Damn it.
God damn it.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah, it's not good at all.
Through
I
the
really-
power of observation.
You don't have
The
hockey
power
in
of
it.
get fucked. Not even in double digits.
Round 6.
Which one is different?
Damn, I hit the wrong one.
I pressed 2 buttons by accident. I'm glad that I still got it.
Where will he stop? What? No! Hang on! Ah, that threw me up so hard.
Oh, don't cry. You're still 8 points ahead of everyone.
Yeah, but there's going to be a double in a moment. There's going to be a double.
No, there isn't.
It's only gonna be at round 10, dude.
No, I pressed the wrong button. No, I'm right.
Can you stop being right?
I thought I pressed the wrong button.
I'm literally getting beat out by reaction time.
Dude, literally what was I doing earlier? Oh, so I didn't understand this one. I was very confused.
Yeah, that's basically just pick the spot that's not gonna get hit.
Anyway, it doesn't matter because it all depends on this
I'm-
one. Well, actually, no, because you can
Does
still
it?
win. I'm just gonna guess. I don't care.
Damn it.
Nice.
Finish.
Man.
I needed limit to win that. Shit.
Congratulations.
Because you're
You
gonna
now have-
steal. You're gonna steal Wario immediately.
I mean,
Yeah.
the problem is I realized there was no point at that point because, like, Nick just guessed and he got it.
Congratulations. You now have custody of Wario.
No, let me. If you got it right, you would have taken me over in point.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, because
still
you
got
get
the
you
points.
got 8 points for winning that.
Oh, well, I'll be real. I did actually miscount it. I thought it was 12.
No, you're good.
That's fine.
I was thinking between 12 and 13, just like looking at it briefly. Of course, the person that gets him is far away from everyone else.
Bowser
Yeah,
hasn't
we-
stolen anything yet. I wouldn't go right.
It's
Yeah.
good for you. It's just it's annoying for me who needs to get him for the achievement.
He's mine now.
What do you get for the achievements?
I have to just basically start a turn with him for him to give me coins.
What? Yeah, but does just getting the achievement get you anything, or are you just?
Just doesn't really give me anything other than just like trying to like eventually 100% the game, or at least just like get like all the medals and stuff.
Oh, this one's hard.
This one's alright.
I like it. It's just, like, tricky.
Yeah.
Yo, Shadow the Hedgehog!
That's not a good start.
Well, y'all are mean.
Dude, Nick, it's the Shadow.
I know, right?
Screwed up.
How the hell did I win that?
Winner.
Carefully.
I guess so.
That's how it goes usually.
How you doing? How you doing? Fine. Just playing Mario Party to decompress after the last few games I was playing earlier.
What were you playing before?
Mario Luigi Brothership. I was trying to do a rally thing minigame that was annoying me because it took me 4 hours to do.
Ooh.
I bought
Is it
the
as
game
bad as everybody says it is?
No, it's actually pretty alright so far.
No, it's
The
bad.
worst
I
thing
think
about it is
it's like a love it or hate it kind of game, I feel.
damn it, can't
So
get
Lemon
that.
hates it.
No, I like it. Like I
come
I
on.
haven't played that much.
At least it wasn't a 1 and a 2 maniacal.
It's still fun because of 10 coins. Yeah.
Also, Gaddy says it's one of his favorite Mario RPGs. I've heard other people say it's one of
Damn
their
it.
favorites as well.
The worst I hear is that it has a slow beginning, but it's just still really good.
Yeah, I heard it gets really good after like a few hours. I also
I
heard the
bought-
final boss isn't great, but the rest of it is really good.
Like, I've had time to play it. I bought it on launch day and still haven't, like, played it.
KV says it's basically their favorite Mario RPG now too.
Like, your, like, placement and coins, like, 444.
There's a lot
Four?
of coins going around.
4? You should have rolled 2 4s.
All right, time to redeem yourself.
1.
That's the one with a pompadour.
A pompadour.
Oh, yeah, like, Danger.
Who?
Oh, you know.
Dangero. Oh, right, duh.
One Piece.
Yeah. I'm just like, I was thinking like My Hero Academia. Like, no, what the fuck? No, that's not right.
Time Thief is tuning us out because he is strategizing.
That and also my roommate was here.
Oh,
No
sorry.
worries.
No, you're fine. You forgot to put dinner away, so
Mm-hmm.
Is
I don't know where I'm
uh,
going.
Was your roommate X Station or?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Hi, X Station. Haven't seen you since last MagFest.
Yeah.
5 years ago.
5
He
years
already
ago.
left.
Nearly 5 years ago. Yeah.
I mean, maybe you'll see him again this MagFest.
I mean, you two are both going again, right?
Are you going, Limit?
Theoretically, assuming our room clears.
We should be fine, dude. Don't worry.
Did Meds call? Because I don't know if he did.
For today.
Meds is talking about our people, and they've had their room cleared, like, at, like, early January, so you guys will be fine.
Kyan!
All out attack.
Hello, Kian. How you doing?
Hi, Kyan and company. How y'all doing? If you don't know me, the name's No Limit. I'm a variety streamer that plays the games that they never played through before, but I'm just chilling with some Mario Party with
man.
friends right now.
I mean, you're gonna get
Dare
him
you.
back.
Yeah, but you're using it for items.
All right, what happened on your end?
Honestly, I
guess
forgot that you could do this. I genuinely forgot you could do that.
Game.
I
I was like, I could have gotten an item from the other side, but I was like, this one's a little bit further ahead.
So, Kyan, how dumb was your game of Jamboree?
I love Plonko.
basically what Limit said.
Ooh,
That's
nice.
pretty good.
I currently
Really
have
good.
69 viewers? Nice.
Nice.
Ow.
Westerland was a collab after stop first place.
Reminds me of the good old days of Woody Wood.
Hmm.
Your intentional chance I determined the winner at the end? So
Oh,
who
that's the
actually
best.
won?
Limit, turn it around so Michael's stuck in there, isn't he? Alright, no, he's already gotten out, never mind.
Is he?
He's not in there anymore. It doesn't
No,
matter.
he's definitely. Oh wait, actually, yeah, you're right. He
Cora?
is. Yeah. No, he'll
hi,
get
Cora.
out. Yeah.
Is Cora here? Hi, Cora.
Hi, Cora. Congrats on winning through dumb chance time.
Oh yeah, by the way, Cora.
Why are you bonking Cora?
They know what they did. They're also probably going to I'm High last guy.
It's Maniacal,
Damn.
the last guy.
Big words coming from someone who fell through a chair at MagFest.
It's me, last guy.
Oh man.
I'm the guy who last.
Boy, Maniacal,
Woo!
I'm sure you feel dumb for not going that way now.
Hmm?
Oh wait, no, aren't you? No, did you escape or did you not?
I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure you might still be over here actually, since you rolled 2-1.
I think so, yeah.
You'll have the most coins.
Rude.
So what is
The
imposter?
group was Zephyr Dragonlord, Korra, and Love Live Festival. Nice.
Nice.
Yay.
Yay! Finally,
Yeah,
I'm being paid for all my hard work babysitting you idiots.
I'm very dumb. Who is Love Live Festival? I know I recognize. I know, but I think that like their username on Discord is different, or
No, it's the same.
is it? Okay, then I'm just dumb. I feel like I thought I recognized them, but they were like a different username somewhere.
Limit getting underpaid to babysit. Meanwhile, I'm just the iPad kid sitting in the corner.
You're my favorite.
Don't play favorites. Ow.
That was Korra.
I don't know what's the good items here because I need a key.
I mean, there is a few gates on the field, aren't there?
The keys open doors.
Yeah,
Alright, give me
Yeah, but I'm
back
wondering
my
where you
main-
get the key.
the shop.
There's no key in that shop anyway.
Well, go to a better shop.
Alright, Wario, cooking for me.
Oh, you motherfucker.
Nice job.
Hooray.
I didn't realize you could do that.
And the big boy gives you a lot of money.
I
Well,
wonder.
Well, I'm about to get cooked.
You know, I wonder if anybody from Liam and Kion's raids noticed the dragon talisman yet.
Oh my god.
Oh, you just noticed the dragon talisman?
I heard you mention it before, and I didn't realize what you were talking about. Why is that there?
Because, like, the final season of Jackie Chan Adventures, they just randomly put the dragon talisman everywhere, and I started doing it myself.
I mean, there's only one dragon talisman there.
Yeah, but, like,
I
they
know.
just oriented a background for no reason.
Yeah, they just make it randomly a background element in various scenes for some reason.
Why are
It's
there
weird.
pyras in there? What? Why are there just a bunch of pyras over it?
Because the Pyrus are my, sub-icons.
Ah, I see. Can you stop fucking doing that?
Well,
Let's
move!
kill him.
No.
I just love when they fall over and they get frozen, dude. Combat character.
The monkeys do not help.
Start.
They really don't. Watch this.
Finish.
I got him.
Yeah.
This is
This,
the-
one,
No,
is
I was.
this one is miserable in the story mode, dude. It's so annoying.
How do you do this in story mode?
You either get it
I
first try or you're at it for like over an hour like I was.
I think I got it first try. I don't remember ever struggling on anything in the story mode. Even the key minigame, I think I got first try.
The key minigame took me like 2 tries, thankfully.
New turn.
And this was a very good reason I robbed from Nick, because he has the coin star right now.
It's not. I mean, it's coins to earn, not the max coin.
More Bowser spaces.
Oh, it's
Is it- is this just-
coins earned? Okay.
Yeah, that was in Superstars as well.
Okay.
Well, I'm just gonna do this. Be a fool not to.
Is this just gonna be entirely fucking Bowser spaces by the end of the game?
Oh, most likely.
Yeah, definitely.
Do they eventually like reset?
No.
No. Why would they reset?
Okay,
It's a Bowser board.
I guess, but that literally just means that there's just that the center of the board is just gonna be Bowser. Okay,
That's
Yeah.
the fun part.
I guess. That's one way to describe fun.
So I'm an idiot. I probably should have used it to swap. Oh well.
Yeah. It's okay.
I'm not
Well,
really.
you-
I'll be real. I'm not really paying attention. I'm mentally drained.
No, you're
Well,
fine.
Hey, look, it's right in front of you
Well.
anyway.
Yeah. Imposter Bowser just
Ooh.
staring at this mole is like, what are you doing
It's-
here?
It's so menacing. Is there anything worth getting up here?
You are 15 away from the star. There's that.
Which I'm not gonna reach.
I mostly have a double dice, but like, you know, good luck with that, obviously.
Thanks for the heads patch, Chaos. Appreciate you.
Tired, Lena.
I am very tired.
Come on. Yes.
Oh?
Well, okay. Well, yeah, okay. Ow.
You know, I never noticed the HP bar on the enemy there before. That's cool. Oh.
You were excited about a red space?
I was mostly just hoping for a low roll.
Oh,
Ooh,
okay. I see
Okay.
why.
Yeah.
Here
I will
thought-
need to win the next minigame for my plan to come to fruition, but
Yeah, I see what you're
I mean,
going for.
it could have worked if you, you know, stole Wario from me.
could?
Yeah,
Could have
because
because Boo lets you steal twice if you have a partner.
Fair. But I wouldn't have had... Oh,
Well, no.
wait.
Yeah, because you.
Oh,
steal
right, because I
coins.
can steal coins and then I can... I forgot I could do...
Got a star.
Okay.
I just
I
didn't
could
want
do
to say
that.
anything because I'm not gonna help you with that.
No, that's fair. No, that's fair. That's Mario Party, baby. The
That's
Jamboree
Mario Party.
parties is weird.
Now someone right here has a target on their back.
What? Who?
I don't know.
Like, I have
maybe
the same
if-
number of stars with Maniacal.
I mean, I don't think it's me.
You're also about to be one space away from the next star limit.
Wait, am I? I didn't think I was that far along.
You literally almost rolled it up to get 2 stars in one turn.
Did I? I legitimately
Let's
didn't
find
notice.
Oh yeah, you
yeah,
did.
you almost did.
Oh.
Time if you do not steal Limit Star, I'm gonna call it some shenanigans.
No, I'm stealing it.
Y'all are mean. What did I do to you guys?
I think another star's what you're about to do.
Didn't really do anything to me. I'm just like stealing your star because I want to.
Your turn, Shy Guy.
Here, I thought Wario's thing was gonna activate.
I need him. He's gone next turn, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, he has gone
Oh, I
next turn.
didn't have that achievement before, so that's nice.
Nice. Glad you at least got it.
Yeah, at least somebody got it.
Okay, Nick, let's make a deal.
No.
Nah.
Fuck off.
What?
I know I robbed from you. However, if you rob from me and...
Nick.
Okay. You know what? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Get RNG.
Listen, I have a genie who's all about RNG, so I'm okay with that.
RNG.
Would have been
Yeah, RNG.
It would have been deserved to land on you. It would have been really funny if it landed on Maniacal.
It would have been funny. That'd been such good content.
God.
Okay, you know who I will steal from now?
Me, right? Okay, that's just insult to injury. That's just
The
insult to
game just
injury.
hates you. The game just hates you,
Yeah,
man.
that's just insult to injury at that point.
And that Mega Koopa is going for it back there.
Eh, 9's not too bad.
Yeah, Wario, cheer for me. I get 20 coins here, too.
They're helping you de-stress by taking your stars away, so there's nothing to stress about. They're being good friends. Man, I sure do appreciate the support of my loving friends who take everything away from me. What's a
Fight, fight.
toxic relationship?
It's called the Party Crashers.
You're not wrong. I'm surprised about some of the mods they found. Like, I was surprised there's a Mario 64 mod where there's a sniper Waluigi.
There's been many good Mario 64 mods out there. I like Shotgun Mario 64 a lot. I saw a Joel stream one time. I was like, oh, this is great.
I really wanted to play that Mario Party 4 mod that came out recently.
Mario Party 4 mod?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like they added a whole bunch of characters.
Oh,
Yeah.
for fuck's sake, man! I fucking
Not
hate being the
characters,
one.
like items.
3, 2,
Like they got the wacky watch in there.
go!
What
Oh,
are
I
you
didn't
doing,
realize
Nick?
I realized I was.
Finish!
I was.
Ooh,
You saw it. I was in the middle of putting it down.
yeah. Intense concentration. Mm.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that's.
Ooh, very nice.
I won.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
because Nick forgot what cookie he was.
Oh, okay.
I was looking at Monty instead of Shy Guy. That's why.
Nick.
It happened.
Okay.
Nick.
I was gonna say like that.
Like,
It's like unless the one is like completely on the ball or something, and I'm not that on the ball. with that.
It is really hard to win that as a free, honestly.
no,
Yeah,
no,
as-
it's
as-
really
as a one.
easy to win
I
as
see
the three.
I see the
As
three
the
win
three,
more
it's
than the one.
easy to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Why-
one is
Why
hard.
worry?
Yeah, we
Mario,
lost
no.
that entirely because you weren't paying attention.
I mean, if you're Brent, it's not hard as the one.
The fuel and Chandilling Vernius.
So close.
I mean, Vernius is also in side quest, I believe, right? Yeah, Vernius is in multiple channels.
No, Lemon, you could do something
Nice,
really.
nice.
Never mind.
Now, I can do something stupid right now if I wanted.
Yeah, but it won't matter because you can roll past it.
On stream?
Yes.
Yes, I can do something extremely stupid on stream right now.
Sorry, we're off stream actually. We're shutting the channel down.
Oh yeah, I accidentally turned off the stream just now. Whoops, well, I'm not turning back on anymore.
Well, if you're gonna do something stupid, then I'm gonna do something stupid.
See cookie. Oh wait, I know.
I'm burning I'm burning shit on the oven.
Yep.
Okay, Time Thief, just keep in mind Maniacal has 2 while me and Nick have 1 only.
Yeah, but it'd be really funny if I just stole from you anyways.
No.
random.
You're about to land on the the green anyway.
Yeah, you're about to, like, do a... You're gonna do...
Yeah, I'm about to do chance time, which could completely negate this.
So you might as well, like, balance it out before you do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just give me the star back. Like, just throw away 50 coins for nothing.
If you get the star back, I'm going to punch you when we meet at
Yo, Time Thief, do it! Give it up!
No.
Give back his star! Give back his star! Ah, that's a good sign.
Oh god, a star swap would be useless.
Yeah. Why? What do you mean? That's a good sign, Lemon. It would mean nothing.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. I hope nothing happens.
All right, I'm closing my eyes. I'm doing it like that. I'm closing my eyes
Oh god,
Okay.
why are we doing this?
because it's funnier this way.
Okay. RNG this, I guess.
Wait. Oh,
Isn't that what it is?
You probably press the button.
Okay.
Okay, you're on the left side.
Okay. Okay.
Mm,
no limit maniacal, and now you're gonna.
Thank you.
Yay.
No, that's really bad for you. Actually,
That was compensation
No,
for me stealing your
like,
star.
No, that actually ruined me. That straight up ruined me.
Oh, because let me keep
Oh.
my
you
star
know,
now.
you know what to do, Limits.
Yeah.
You need to stop.
Yeah,
you need to stop that.
get
mix.
out of here, please.
Turn that shit back.
Go around.
Wait, what's happening?
Because I was on the right side there, so now I have to go way farther for the star.
That actually ruined me. Holy cow, that actually might have decided, like...
We're up at 7.
No, more like a third for the game. You want to...
If anyone comes to my room like this, it's a no violence zone, or else I'm throwing you off the balcony. Yeah, that sounds like no violence.
It's either like you go right and get the safe and the coins at the start, or get an item.
And if it's at the start, that's a lucky space, which means either coins, like an item, or something else. Could even be an item bag, potentially.
It could even be an item.
Go for the confirmed item. That's fair.
I just need a good roll right now. That'd be nice. Okay, you know what? Maybe the
It's a
game
pretty
just
good
doesn't
roll.
like me.
You're number 1. You're number 1.
You at least have more money than time fee. Currently.
Fair.
Okay,
Hey.
that'll make up
Oh.
for it a little bit.
Getting that for free is really good.
Yeah.
But why?
Reminder, this is Limits Distress.
Goodbye.
Thank you, David.
Hey, goodbye, Maniacal. Oh, have a good night. I'll talk to you later.
Wait, what?
Wait, this would be really funny.
Because he's saying see ya.
Actually, no. I want to fight.
Want the dueling glove?
I mean, I can think of a good reason why. You know, I just have to win. Well, either way, I have to go around.
Oh, jeez.
so-
I hope you're okay, Chaos.
Pipe. That's fine.
God, Pipe would have been so good, though.
Yeah, I hope you feel better, man.
Yeah. It is a 4-player minigame. Links to riches, though?
Domination.
I'm
Alright,
bad
fuck
at domination.
me.
I'm so
Fuck
bad at
me.
domination.
I'm a great Dom. A nation player.
I don't believe you in either context.
Maniacal,
Magfest.
I have a way to smuggle a knife to Magfest, so keep that in mind.
Lemmy, are you implying Fred?
Go. Oh!
I can't
Yeah, no.
mash. I can't mash. Like, I was all about rhythm before. I can't just go to mash mode.
This might be close, honestly.
It might. No, it's not.
No?
Keep tying my record, dude.
Maniacal.
I got a new record. I got close.
No, I knew I wasn't winning that. I never win.
I can't mash. I'm not a masher. I'm not meds.
Joyce,
Did
you
you-
should have switched your GameCube controller limit.
I really
the GameCube
should've.
Actually, the GameCube controller actually has an advantage in that minigame, unironically.
No, I feel that.
Man, these
Are you
coin
playing on
counts are
GameCube
so
controllers?
lopsided.
New turn.
Imagine if I was playing this on Joy-Cons, though.
Oh God.
Alright, Bruce gonna roll a 23 right here.
With a double dice? Yeah, sure.
You're gonna hack in the secret option to roll higher than a 1.
Wow, you rolled a 7.
Yippee.
That means you won at craps.
You're gonna roll a 1 then.
Yeah, that kind of roll a moment ago.
And then, listen,
Wait,
that's
Bowser-
just maniacal
Bowser.
in general.
Okay, turn that shit back again.
Oh,
Let's go.
Oh, that works out so well for me, actually.
Yeah.
I went nowhere, dude. Going right back.
Wait, I can do something really mean to you. Actually, I can do many mean things to you.
Why are we conspiring against Maniacal right now? Is it because he's in
I'm
first?
winning.
I mean, you have the most coins right now.
I'm not even conspiring against him. I'm just thinking my option.
Like, there's honestly nothing I can do right now.
Hell yeah,
like,
hell
literally.
yeah, let's go, boy.
Yo,
Ooh, yeah, baby.
6.
That's what we've been waiting for.
6 is
Woo.
actually one of my favorite numbers.
Because it rhymes with sex, right?
You don't know me.
Is it actually?
No, it's not actually the reason.
I can't wait for Xenoblade 6.
Xenoblade Sex.
I can't wait for Xenoblade Sex.
Hey, good
Xenoblade
news.
6.
On the internet, you don't have to wait.
Xenoblade 6 without the SE.
Y'all act like I never commissioned art about Pyra and Mithra.
Xenoblade 6, where we still don't know the Mithra kid. At that point, I'll have to believe it's a certain somebody.
I'm sorry, Jolteron. I'm sorry. Go on.
I'm so tempted. I'm tempted to get the Chomp Call just to be an absolute penis,
Chomp
but
is not bad in this board, honestly.
but it's such a dick move.
It's a
That's
little
Mario
bit of a
Party.
thing. Yeah.
I don't think it matters. Like
I
do
know,
it
but
however
like,
you
Party,
feel.
dude.
no, I know. I'm gonna stick. I'll stick with the mushroom.
I'll just say it's
But
Mario
that-
Party. Keep that in mind.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm about to be very rude to Maniacal.
It
here.
is.
I don't know.
Hold on, 3 or I mean, the board is going this way, so I'm definitely not getting the star no matter what.
Am I sorry? No, I won't.
No, your limit.
No, you won't.
Yeah, I'm like, listen, Chad's like sauce, and I'm like, I'm just like Captain America, but like, no, I don't think I will.
No, I don't think I
And
will.
Limit's like a post porn in their Twitch chat.
Yeah, just look up like art on like the art sites. Look up Pyra and Mithra together. I'm sure.
Are
you'll
you
find it.
freaking kidding me? Oh my god.
5 free coins.
Whatever. Oh, thank
Was
you.
that
Go
a
clap.
bread
Go clap.
space?
Go clap.
Oh no. Use the
Oh, you
base in
got
front of
8
you?
coins this turn.
Yay!
Damn.
I'm so impressed with myself right now, guys.
Is there anything at a
Same.
cursed vault?
No, because nobody's landed on anything. Okay, you know, I realized the root option.
Yeah, I think I know what's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Because you just have to roll a 1 or a 3 and you get Bowser.
So literally, he has to roll a 2 to
wait,
survive.
Wait, the imposter Bowser's turn is coming up. What if he just makes all of them in front of me just a Bowser's face?
Well, now that you said it,
It's a possibility.
See, time for you should have got the Chomp Call. Now I'm 1 space in front of the star.
I mean, yeah, but also it was cheaper for me to get the thing, so now I have a better chance of being able to buy a star on my own.
Also true.
I don't know. It's a difference of 4 coins. Is 4 coins going to be that crazy for you?
I don't
Could
know.
be.
I don't feel very ruthless tonight. All right, leave me alone.
I do. I'm laying all my work hanger. I'm
I'm
let out on
a
Mario
nice
Party.
I'm a nice ninja tonight.
You're a ninja. Your whole point is assassination.
Bonus minigame.
I had a feeling it was gonna be a double coin.
Look into Ninji's eyes. Those were the eyes of a friend.
I mean, you haven't watched Naruto.
He
They
is
never assassinate
friend-shaped.
people on that show.
Yeah.
Never. Ever. Nope.
Oh, this one?
Naruto is
I mean,
not
it-
about ninjas.
In all the
Kind of
in all the episodes of Naruto I've seen, I've never seen them assassinate people.
It's pretty early on they'll actually do it.
Let me hug you, Manai.
Like the guy with the big sword, like the first year, the first season.
In all the episodes I've seen, they've never once killed somebody.
I'll never forget. I think it's like the German version where that like character Zabuza, because they didn't want to show his sword, he's just floating in the air at one point. Just great.
Start.
You're not asking me how many episodes of Naruto I've seen.
I'm curious how many. How many
One.
have you seen? One? Oh, fair enough.
It was the exam episode, I think.
I mean,
Oh, the
there was a
exam
whole arc.
episode is such a good episode, though.
It is a good episode.
Like,
but that
you
is
don't
all I've
actually
seen.
Take the exam itself, like the test, right?
Yeah, where the written portion part.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one. I made a mistake. I should not have gone down that way.
I liked the episode, but I was also just like, I don't really care enough about Naruto anyways. But I'm glad I watched the one episode.
Naruto's not a bad series if you like the whole like, underdog. It's not bad if you like the whole like underdog story of like someone who like was dealt a bad hand in life and tries to like kind of come back from that.
Bro, I
Yo,
wanna
this
watch-
one is so rude. What the frick?
This is a really
I lost
It
that
is-
because I was trying to push time
This
to
minigame
pause.
can be very rude. This minigame can be very rude.
dude, that was a pretty rude pattern. Also, times if you can honestly just fall off here and you've won.
Yeah,
no,
but
no, don't believe Maniacal.
No, legit. Like he has.
If you hit
I
the
believe
saw,
maniacal. I believe maniacal, but I'm still gonna go for the end.
Oh, of course.
If you hit the saw, you actually would have gotten quadruple coins.
Oh, thank you.
You know, I'm okay with Time Thief getting it. He deserves it.
Nor-
Me too.
I'll still stand by though. The best parts of Naruto was when they actually did like the hand-to-hand combat, like the taijutsu. Those are always like super well animated, and I mean they were just cool fight. It's not just about the fight scenes, of course.
Naruto just
but
became all about genjutsu stuff after a while, which got really boring to me.
The problem was that it just became too much. Just like
Oh,
we're just
man.
gonna throw like giant energy balls.
No,
It's like,
that's a
this
lot
is-
of Bowser spaces.
You mean
That's-
Dragon Ball?
It's right in front of you.
Why is DK right in front of you?
because I am blessed with monkey.
Just because your brand is monkeys doesn't mean you should get monkey.
What
Somebody-
timing?
This monkey does not have a mustache. You do
I just
not
have to
deserve
get,
him.
I just have to get a 3.
Someone
Yeah,
get a
me too.
monkey on limit stream. I can't believe it.
Well, I got
Yes,
the 2. It's fine.
No, you
What?
can get Bowser twice. If you
Yo,
want
let's
DK.
go.
No, I have to throw if I don't want to get Bowser twice, dude.
Do you want to get Bowser
Monkey.
twice, Maniacal?
No, I don't.
The literal
this
monkey's
actually-
paw curled.
Oh, the monkey's paw.
It literally curled.
I have to
If-
throw this. Fuck.
If I get a DK, there's some consequences.
Oh, but can't let Nick get it either. Shit.
You can't stop me. It's all independent.
No, I have to win this. Fuck. This sucks. This sucks no matter what I do.
It's such funny circumstance.
Oh, I'm not used to being on the right over here. This is going to be
Wait,
weird.
limit. Are your buttons rematch back?
Yeah, I fixed it. Don't worry.
Okay.
My circle is bigger.
That's rude.
Start.
Expand that dong.
Alright, what the hell is this horseshit? I'm seeing these notes go like way past the marker and you're still getting nices.
It might be
Oh,
lag.
the lag.
Ah, damn.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting like audio lag.
It's impossible for Maniacal to lose this, by the way.
No, I can easily lose this.
That's only if you really mess up, though.
Damn it. I just hate how long this one lasts.
It's really long.
This was the concession that
Hi,
they
guys.
made for not putting in the beat goes on.
It's really just the new beat goes on, yeah.
That's not good. I'm definitely out of it.
Oh my god, that was rough! Holy cow!
You go freestyle. Wasn't talking about you.
Yeah, see, like, it's impossible for you to lose this when you have a big circle like that.
I've also played rhythm games, though.
And we
I
have
also play
to-
rhythm games.
True.
Like I said, it's impossible when you have that big of a circle.
So I may have made a mistake.
You know what? You
Yeah.
deserve this. Enjoy.
Why did you
Enjoy
why
your
did you
monkey.
try then?
Because I want the DK achievement.
Gonna laugh if you get Bowser Shuffle.
Wait, what the fuck is happening?
Nobody can stop us.
Hang on a
No.
Oh, we're right in front of someone that can stop it.
Oh no. We're about to get stopped. Bro,
Let me
maniacal.
fix you up. You have no clue what's in store for you, do you?
Just to get a chance.
Oh,
Yeah, let's go.
That's not good.
One more.
Don't worry.
One more.
You know what? You can only go down. You can go up from here, Maniacal, because you can't steal another star from me.
True.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Alright, we'll buy Bowser.
Everything okay, Time Thief?
No, I
Bowser's
just
groupie,
realized
keep it
something very
moving.
stupid happening in the background, and it's fine.
I hope
It's like,
everything.
why do I hear some weird shit in the...
Well,
Okay.
15 coins and a star. That sucks.
Price you pay to stop me from getting 2 stars.
The price I pay.
But
Oh,
yeah,
so I
My
just go to the
roommate who
vaults.
probably has been dealing with that the entire time. I'm very sorry.
I hope everything will be okay, dude.
No, it's a stupid thing. It's just like my laptop, I think, was playing music loudly.
I didn't hear
I
it.
never heard it.
Well, it's too far away for you to hear it from here, but like I could hear it down the hall, and my roommate is next to it. I don't know if you could hear it or whatever, but yeah, I could hear it, and I was just whatever.
I couldn't hear it, so it's whatever.
Yes, and that's all that matters.
I mean, I'm the one streaming, so yes.
Yeah, Curtis can get fucked. Where's the star? Oh, there. Well, I'm definitely not gonna be able to get it no matter what. Well, we're all high enough I could get it.
Mushroom, yeah.
Ninji's just
I
a
have
fall
enough-
guy. Y'all see?
Ninja is just a fall guy, but that's not bad.
Y'all see the Among Us versus Fall Guys death battle? It was actually fun.
I've not.
It's very stupid, but it's kind of exactly what you
Oh, damn.
expected. Wow.
I really hope the winner of it was just the Lethal Company guy.
No, the Lethal Company guy didn't show up.
I know.
Well, I guess I did prevent Nick in the end in another way. Sort of.
Not really. You didn't really. That wasn't really worth you doing.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Like, we should just let Limit have it.
I mean, I wouldn't have minded.
You know what? You're right. I'm just gonna say no to this star real quick.
You know what? I believe you.
Oh shit! I pressed the wrong one. Fuck! I'm so sorry.
Dude, you
I'm so
really.
bad at this.
Why do you have butterfingers like that? I can't believe this.
You got
I mean,
star.
look at Ninja. He doesn't even have fingers.
You're a
He just has little,
Twitch-
like,
Yeah, he has no fingers, but it's like, you know, you can like tap, tap.
he's like a Powerpuff Girl character.
Yeah, you have to wrap it around like a tentacle.
All right, can you get Maniacal Star back?
Do it, get Maniacal Star back.
I mean, I'm not going to, even if I. Well, let's try it. I could try it.
There's a very low chance.
It's like 2 numbers.
69.
I mean, you know it. Yeah, it's
Aw.
not 69.
It's not a 6 and a 9.
Did you watch the video where Nick grinded it out to get it first try?
I didn't.
It's a terrible idea. He was on that for like 5 hours or something.
I'm not surprised, it's RNG.
Nice.
Whoops, I slipped and pulled a lotto ticket, won the jackpot, and tripped into the convenience store to cash it in. Do you,
That
act-
sounds-
Limit.
do you
Roll a
actually...
2.
Do you,
That's literally an Ace Attorney case.
do you actually go into a convenience store to cash in your lottery ticket?
I think it might depend on like how much it is. If it's like a low amount, like $20 or something, maybe. But otherwise, I think you have to like mail it in. Like if it's like a jackpot, you have to mail it in. You can't just go to a fucking. You just go to like a Wawa and be like, "Excuse me,
really?
Maniacal has DK, and he also has enough coins to buy 2 stars. He's also
That is true.
really near the star.
Fair
Not
enough.
that near. It's up the like other side of me.
Well, hey, no, you could use DK to get to it.
Am
If
I?
you want it. I mean, you are out of range for the stars, so you would have to use DK if you want to get him.
Yeah, that's the only option I have currently at the moment.
do you think Maniacal can rebound from 4th place? I mean, that is one of the achievements you can get, and that I have gotten. That is like be in 4th place in the home stretch and win.
Yes.
So
It's definitely doable.
it's possible.
It's very hard though.
I mean, you could just get like the last turn, like chance time, like swap stars or something.
It's always bonus stars.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'm going to bed because I've hit my upper limit. You take care.
Have a good night, Gaddy. Thank you for
Why
punching
would
my
you hit
big
limit?
brother. No. He hit my big brother. The upper
Oh.
limit.
Is your little brother the lower limit?
Yes.
That wouldn't make sense because it's a quantifiable limit. So it would be younger.
I'll save this for now.
We're thinking about this too much.
Yeah, I've killed it.
No, I get it. I was just like, wasn't sure how to respond. Have a good night.
Night.
Alright, Caddy.
Shadow, I'm not doing RNG readings when I'm doing multiplayer stuff. I'll refund you your points.
What is it gonna be? 53. Ooh, not 53. Yeah, so like whatever someone finds the first number, the first or second number, that number will stay there. It's a matter of just at that point, like getting like one or the other, depending on like which one is right, until you get like all of it.
Yeah. So if one number is confirmed, then it'll stay there.
Yeah.
Do we know which number it is? I missed it.
Nope.
It's random.
No, I mean like, did they
We
confirm
haven't
what
confirmed
the-
either number yet.
Oh, so we didn't get either. Okay.
Yeah.
You'll know because
But
it'll
if-
light up blue.
Okay.
If it's one or the other.
Yeah.
I was just
If one of them
yeah.
gets confirmed, we would know.
I was just wondering
Yeah.
because like I was busy doing like stream stuff.
No, that's fair.
No worries. There's some very rude items going around this board. Chomp calls, dueling gloves, levers. Quite scary.
I will laugh so hard if that blue space on the right is actually a lucky space.
Minigame.
A lucky blah. A hidden block. Words.
I mean, you limit.
All right.
I find it so funny. I tried to like get like Wario's achievement, and I'm just gonna get DK's instead. 'Cause Wario just went to Nick.
I mean, are you gonna use it? Yo, Camille.
Hi, Camille.
Sorry,
Oh,
you gotta
okay.
work.
It happened.
I know the feel. It's my first day off after like almost a week.
I know you have to negotiate the fact that you had 8 days in a row, and to get actually a day off in the middle of all that.
2,
Yeah, because I didn't
Ugh.
realize.
go!
Ow.
Just go down. Just go down. Just go down. Okay,
And I.
going left. Go up. That's fine. Just keep going up. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Maniacal,
Get
why
fucked.
did you do that?
Go down. Go down. Go down. Limit.
No, I was waiting for you to go left.
Come on.
Are you doing
Why
fine,
do you,
Pete?
Maniacal? You need to stop at bat. You
I'm
need to
doing
stop
good.
doing this.
Doing what?
You keep stopping at weird locations.
That's the fastest one to go on.
Well,
Sucks to suck, huh?
Maniacal kept stopping at dumb locations.
I was doing fine. You just went to the button.
No, you kept
Yo,
on
wait.
stopping. You kept on choosing to stop in front of like the block dudes blocking our way. It's like, what are you doing?
Because they were
Meanwhile-
moving out of the way.
No, you should have
moved on.
moved me past them so I can move down.
We literally would have made it if you just moved.
No, it would have been fine if you just decided to actually stop being a dummy and decided to go
No,
somewhere
I
that
literally-
made sense.
I was literally putting us in the best spots. You just weren't moving.
No!
Man,
I'm right! Because I'm limit, I'm always right.
I love when Vernius and Nick argue.
You need to lock in the mulch as an earth digging beefaroo.
Actually, no, Maniacal was more like a sophist.
Goodbye.
No, Limit, you're a sophist, Limit, because you get accurate at stuff sometimes.
Actually, no, this is good. This is good. This is good.
I argue you're the Brent, Nick.
I just saw that she said keep pushing the fuck you button.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
That's how we get Camille into the call.
Maniacal, if you got the
That's
pipe,
how-
you could do.
that's how we
straight
summon
up
her.
One turn.
I could what?
If you
If you got
stare
the-
into a mirror and say fuck you 3 times, she appears.
Like if you use the pipe, you could do 2 random spots in 1 turn.
Oh my god.
Which could be powerful.
That'd be stupid.
But Maniacal loves stupid.
Thank you for swoosing me in right next to you, Limit.
Yeah. I want my friends I actually
also-
like closer to me than the ones I don't.
Ooh.
Got some dice as well, because it could be really nice to have.
Maniacal's not even acknowledging my jabs anymore. I'm sad.
I'm used to it. Shit about the key. Oh,
I didn't want to say anything.
It's actually
Yeah,
100 times. Hey,
Thought
Zach,
about it.
man.
I think it's just gonna immediately steal your monkey, actually.
yeah, but I have a thing for that.
Do you?
You can
Yeah.
roll actually, no, you're right. Next turn is when the fancier items show up.
Can we get a shout out for Zach, man?
Hi, Zach, man.
You know what? Shout out for
Zach, man.
Camille too. Wait, why is Camille not a VIP? I just realized. Hang on.
Wow. I see how it is.
I'll still keep the pipe, honestly. Yeah.
Sissy Nipa Umpi.
Hulu Limpa.
Limpa.
Alright, steal that monkey.
Ugh, I feel so. Nah, I should have realized it with a freaking key.
I'll help people out, but I just won't tell them their pivotal information that could help them.
I know, that's on me for now. I'm like not even like halfway here, honestly.
Thanks, Captain Hindsight.
You're good. It's like, I am on very little sleep because I had to get up at 4 a.m.
Same.
Yeah.
Not the same time as you, but I'm very little sleep.
At least I'm off until Friday.
Hooray.
Get those Japanese letters off of my chat.
God damn it. Get the Japanese letters up.
What is sleep? Can I eat it? I wish I can eat sleep so I don't have to sleep. Like, just give me the energy of sleep from eating it, like in pill form.
I was really hoping you'd go the other way so I could just pass it along.
That would I was considering it. I'm not gonna lie.
We just went like playing like hopscotch.
Nobody gets it. Why did you sound like Big for 3 seconds? Isn't that like the voice that they use in that Bobo clip?
Yeah, yeah, that's how you
He's
do
like,
it.
get the Japanese letters off of me. Yeah, that's what he sounds like, which is so weird.
At the very least, I did get DK's achievement, which I could care about more.
Oh my
Get
god.
I was really hoping it wasn't gonna happen to you.
It's okay. I got lighter in like 12 pulls. I'm happy.
Yes, you're telling yourself
You're
that, buddy.
you're just really gonna keep holding on to that, huh?
That's the honestly, it saves me money. It saved me real world money, and that's the best thing that could happen to me.
You know, this is me for time to make my pivotal play.
Oh my god, Liam's fucking
Michael,
EP,
I want your savings account.
EP, for it. I need that.
That is a good EP for it. I wish I was a partner so I can get more emotes like that.
Nick, oh my god, dude.
I wish I had money so I could commission people
Okay,
to
you're
make
right.
emotes like that.
Here, I'll give you some leeway.
I mean, if you do it if you want, it's just like, really? Like, I'm in last place, and you're over here like, I want all your money. It's like, come on.
You act like Nick is going to win. What if you win? Then you'd be like, oh man, you know what? This is great.
I have no stars limit.
I just want the money, and you're the richest person, sadly.
1, go!
You know what the strategy is for this, right?
There's a strategy for this?
Yeah, there is.
I love his eyes.
Is it fighting each other?
Did you push me into the goal there?
Not on purpose.
Winner!
I don't think that's actually what happened. It just got me really close.
Leo
Yeah.
Bark? Oh my god, I've never seen this one.
Look, you still have money for a star, so take solace in that.
Yeah, but what was the point when Type Thief has 2 stars and 48 coins?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, that's why I'm more annoyed. I'm like, why?
Thank
Hey,
you.
I didn't rob you completely. I genuinely forgot he had 2 stars.
No, I don't. I also forgot I had 2 stars. Has anybody made a Furret pop-up?
Pop,
It's okay, Maniacal. I'm landing on Bowser.
Yeah, I hope you lose that star. Or Revolution. I've left my coins back.
He just grabs you.
That's fine with me. Okay, it's
Oh no! Oh no! The Furret
Oh no!
Yeah, that's fine. I don't care.
Alright, fair enough.
That's karma, baby.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry, I just have to open the vault.
I'm opening the vault.
Minigame.
No, I will open the vault.
No, I'm opening the vault.
Oh no!
Bruiser. Oh no! This one's so hard for the 3.
Going very slow there.
We'll both open the Forbidden Disney Vault. It's where all the porn is. You really want to get me out first, didn't you, Nick? Yeah, walking in circles doesn't work.
Yeah,
It worked for a little bit, but yeah, no. Eventually, I was like, "All right, I'm done."
that one's very weighted towards the 1. I feel. I feel like
It
that's kind of
is.
an issue with this game. I find sometimes is that like the 1v3s are very weighted towards one side for a lot of them.
Yeah, there's not really any that balances out.
Look, Maniacal, 420.
That is true. Although, like, over the course of a game, it's like they will kind of balance out naturally, just because like sometimes you're gonna be the 1, sometimes you're gonna be the 3.
Good morning, Storm. Is
Yeah,
this
it's
Brothership?
Brothership.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm playing Mario and Luigi literally right now. Except, guest starring Ninja, Shy Guy, Princess Peach, and Monty Mole.
Wow, Princess Peach is in Brothership. It's crazy.
Wait, hang on a second.
Oh, and Imposter Bowser, of course, too.
Thank you for recognizing our true king.
I want a Princess Peach and Daisy RPG, too. Throw in Rosalina while you're at it, too. You know what? Okay, how about this? Okay, Peach and Daisy RPG. Rosalina is like your head control area where like she runs everything from the Comet Observatory.
So she's like the.
Thank you.
She's like the guy in the chair, the girl in the chair.
Yeah, she's the girl in the chair.
I like. I feel like that would be more of a Pauline thing, but
Oh.
I mean, Pauline could work too, honestly.
Pauline and Rosalina can work together,
Anonymous, thanks for gifts up to Farron, by the way. Farron enjoyed the emotes.
and they were roommates.
That is true. You know what?
Who's gonna?
Have you seen those comics of like Pauline and Rosalina dating each other?
No, but not that pairing specifically. I mean, they
Okay.
sound delightful, but I've not seen that pairing specifically.
See, look, Maniacal, you almost got your money back.
Yeah, that was the plan of getting DK here. I'm like,
I've seen the ones with like Delia and Jessie from Pokemon.
Oh, I've seen
Those are
those,
cute.
yeah.
that limits super loud alerts.
I purposely make my alerts louder than everything else because I want people to acknowledge them. Like that.
Thank you.
Thanks for the gifts up to Zachman Anonymous. I don't know who you are, but you're always appreciated. Thank you.
Attention.
Yeah.
If you or a loved one was diagnosed with mesothelioma, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Mesothelioma is a rare cancer.
Okay, stop that.
Thank you, Time Thief.
I do have the whole thing. I'm not gonna play the whole thing. God damn it. Oh, the star's all the way over there. Can I even afford?
Yep.
I can't afford it. If I make it all the way up there, which I probably.
You could be funny.
I'm never funny.
That's not true.
It could be funny in Mario Party.
Oh, I see the funny, I think. God, that'd be stupid, though.
Would it be stupid or would it be funny?
Yes. Not speaking it loud.
Well, let's, okay.
Now you want
It's
10
pretty
away.
hot here. Burning like a furnace.
Yeah, now I can actually make it. Whee!
Thank you for 300 bits, Wolf! You set everything on fire!
Alright.
This monkey is getting passed around so much.
Never say that again.
Something really bad could happen here if things line up, but that's gonna be really hard.
Wait, no, I can't do that. Frick!
I wasn't talking about item.
Okay. Nah, it's not worth it right now. I had an idea for a moment, though. Oh, come on! Guys, do you believe? Do you believe in magic? Do you believe magic in a young girl's soul?
You didn't even get DK.
That's my monkey.
I don't believe in anything! I don't believe in magic! I don't believe in God! I don't believe in magic! Ah.
You said you said that twice.
Oops.
At least you beat the Mecha Koopa.
I'm so mad. I don't even get that many coins.
I got 10 of them.
And the 6 you just got earlier.
I don't believe in Mithra either. I always believe in Mithra.
You know
Does
what?
Mithra believe in
I
you?
want to see where this goes.
I'm sorry, you can't even fit the whistle into your mask, Shy Guy.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, for fu-
Oh my god.
Nobody's getting that thing.
Not for a while, yeah.
Oh, Monaco could pipe.
I could.
Be your monkey.
It's my monkey.
I need
Not for long.
I need him for my money laundering scheme.
Drink and stretch. Thanks for a reminder.
I think we passed DK around like 5 times in the 3 turns he was here.
Yahoo! Minigame.
Three throw. Oh my god.
I hate this one. This one sucks.
Oh, this one.
Well, Lemon and Maniacal just automatically get an advantage.
Yeah,
I just
but
like
I'm
the
bad at
textures on
doing
the
this.
balls.
Start.
I got to remember the timing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wait, what are you scoffing about, Maniacal? You
Oh.
won.
I didn't realize.
What are you
I
talking
realized.
about?
Okay,
I
so
realized.
so what I hate about this video game, I'm realizing now, is when I'm like in a bad spot where I can't get any fucking baskets because they're always filled.
Because the outside sponsored is strictly better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of weighted,
Mario Party Superstars is a poorly balanced video game.
Maniacal, this is Mario Party Jamboree.
Mario Party Jamboree.
Have a good night, Chanazar. Thanks for dropping by.
Mario Party Jamboree is a video game.
Goodbye,
Bye, monkey.
TK.
Hi, monkey.
We're all just like bundled up here, I've realized.
We are. So it's 16 away.
Maniacal, don't reverse it. There's no point.
I think what I can do here.
You could. I'm thinking of an option here that might be worth it.
Like, you have the option to do something really funny. Damn it!
Yeah, you're thinking what I'm thinking.
I was really hoping you'd reverse direction.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
game.
that's not gonna work. Yeah,
Come
that's
on.
wow. You both got 1-1 and 2-1 in one game.
on,
And
dude.
Bowser.
Hey.
Wow.
Oh.
That's some ridiculously bad luck, dude. Jeez.
What is this? Oh yeah, because
Ooh,
it's
Bowser
halfway
Revolution?
point. Well, hey,
Never
You
mind.
have a star.
You're fine. Here,
you
free
get 20
coins.
coins from that?
Oh, okay, cool. Thanks.
Yeah,
Dang.
you changed your tune real quick, didn't you?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was an outcome in this game.
That feels like it should take 20. Whatever.
I mean, I feel like they'd be kicking them while they're down though.
They've done that in
It's
previous
Bowser!
Mario. I mean, they've done that
Yeah.
in previous Mario parties.
Oh, for fucks.
I know, but it's kind of like balanced in this game to where he does kick you while you're down, but not all the way.
Yeah. It shows that Bowser's he's a bad guy, but he's not bad guy.
It's not like in Superstars where the Bowser minigames you only lost 10 coins if you lose.
Which was so bad, honestly.
Hey, Nick. The coins that you got from the duel, does that count for a minigame?
Yes.
I hate that.
Yeah, no, it straight up does count for that.
I hate that.
We are all in the same spot.
Reverse the direction. Reverse the damn it.
I was expecting that. I was like, as soon as I saw the items, like, no, you're gonna curse me.
No, I need you to hit that Bowser space. I'm sorry.
If you use it on me, I was going to be like, all right.
No, like, Nick is way too far in the lead right now.
Ignored at Time Thief has 2 stars.
Yeah,
yeah.
but Time Thief's not a threat.
I'm piping. I'm piping.
and now I'm safe because there's no, I only had to roll a free now to get back.
You had the option to reverse to counter it ahead of time, but no.
I didn't know I was going to roll that.
Hey, I got a blue space. Let's go.
Let's go.
Man, you also got to beat up the Mecha Koopa. Rude.
Donkey Kong goes back to obscurity for his anniversary.
This is officially my least favorite board. I hate it.
I like this board. This has just been a rough game.
No, it's my least favorite board because I'm losing. If I was winning, it's my favorite board.
So true.
2 axie taxi, 2 axie taxi.
Ooh, tricky
Shit.
turntable.
It's not gonna be the same minigame again.
If it was the same minigame, we would have just swept while they continued to argue. Oh, fucking hell.
So the way this one works is whatever's at the end of the timer affects how like the thing will turn.
Yes.
Yeah. So you gotta play like mind games.
Yes.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, even.
Round 2.
Round 2.
Naiko, why'd you do that?
Why do what?
Round 3.
Man, worth a shot.
My only issue with this minigame is that it takes way too long.
It's a little long. I don't know why there's so many
Round
rounds.
4.
It's like a 2-minute minigame. That's exactly what not what I wanted you to do, Time V.
I thought I thought Maniacal was gonna jump on it
No,
last
no,
second.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. I actually did press the button. It just didn't input it.
Oh my
Yeah, so I knew. So I was right. So I was right.
Fine, sure. I just don't like this
Sure.
game. It goes on too long.
Round
A little
6.
too
Yeah,
long,
fair.
Yeah, why are we still playing this? I'm bored.
We're almost done. We're almost done.
Damn it.
Okay.
Well,
I didn't think Maniacal would double back.
I'm the trickster.
Final round.
I'm Mark Hamill.
haha, get wrecked.
Damn.
And now it's evened out.
Yeah, it's fine.
No.
It's fine. Still 7 coins.
And
Why don't-
it's 7 coins. It really doesn't matter.
Who
That's what was
cares?
mean, dude. Is that like the fucking? It takes so
Don't they-
long. You never even get 10 out of it most of the
I
time.
know, it's so
Doesn't it
stupid.
double?
Oh, wait, it was double.
Was it a double?
No, it wasn't.
It was not a double.
Okay, I thought like okay.
No, we would have played harder if it was a double.
New turn.
Would you have? Would you have?
Maybe. You don't know me.
Yeah.
You might as well.
Oh.
Oh, now you reversed the.
I
gonna
will
fight this-
reverse the polarity.
I'm gonna fight this Mega Koopa for a third time.
Now watch me get a 1.
You get a 1, I swear.
Oh, there's a 1 in there.
1-0.
Yeah.
This is
Good
listen.
roll,
This is why
finally.
you gotta rob Maniacal. He wins through sheer dumb luck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Really setting him up here.
Yeah.
Lemon.
Like, listen. Maniacal is going to win literally right now, and everyone's going to be so mad.
Damn.
Yeah. See, he won.
1-0.
Making the Mecha Koopa our internal rivals at this point.
basically. So you have your pot. Actually, no, that's not the important thing here. I'll say here comes these.
Yeah, now we got
baby.
the star stealing stuff, which is annoying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the worst part here.
Give me my hexes.
Now, whether or not Time Thief is going to do what I think he's going to do.
I mean, I am gonna do what you think I'm gonna do.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I was considering, like, if Maniacal was less than 3 spaces away, maybe doing the curse block, but no. Fuck that. Oh, hey!
Oh my god.
Thank you.
I think that's in front. No, that's behind me,
is
actually.
right where Nick's at.
No, that's not.
No.
I just realized. Yeah.
Hey!
No, it doesn't matter. That's all.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Lamau!
Wow, that actually worked out really well for
And
you.
it's going back again.
That was a really good chomp call, like genuinely.
Yeah.
I'm annoyed it worked out so well for you, but
No, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with
I'm
this.
I thought he was passing it and it was gonna reverse.
Alright, now where's it gonna go?
It's gonna be in the top.
If it puts,
right.
if it goes right, okay.
It better go. Oh my god.
Well, you're welcome, Nick.
Nick,
What do you mean you're welcome? It doesn't
I'm
matter.
gonna. I'm reversing that immediately. I'm not giving that to Nick.
Nick and Tom.
But I
both
worked
take
so
ones
hard
right
to
now.
give that one to Nick.
I'm sorry, Nick. You're not getting that.
You're not getting it either.
I know. I'm fine with that. I wasn't going for it.
I think Lemon just wants a chance at the vault, probably too. If I'm guessing. Which I know is an achievement to open the vault.
Well, good luck.
If I
Good
could get a
luck,
good
girl.
roll, I'd like a good roll. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a good
Nice.
roll.
Very good roll.
All right, what's your lucky number?
Fuck.
Yo!
Oh my God.
Oh my god! No way!
God
no way!
damn it.
No way!
God
it was actually
fucking-
42! That was actually the answer! It was actually
I'm mad-
42!
I'm mad because I wanted to vote. I wanted to go for 42.
No
Key to
way!
life. It's the
I'm
key to
so
life,
mad.
of course.
It's the key to life universe. I'm so mad that you. Of course, I mean, I'm so mad you stole my answer.
Oh
I mean,
my god!
God damn it!
Holy
God damn it,
cow!
Limit.
What the hell?
Just like Hex is better now.
All right, Limit. You don't get the right.
All
to
right,
complain
Limit.
anymore.
All right, everybody after Limit.
Yeah, I can't come. No, I'm still in second place. You had 3 stars. Shut up, Time Thief.
Yeah, come on.
All right. Okay. You know what?
I've had all my stars stolen.
I'm mad that I couldn't get it, but I am still glad that it was correct.
Green, you missed some insanity just now, girl.
Hi, Green.
My star.
Star. Yo, snacks or Birdie? Yes, we will give all the snacks to Birdie. Hello, everyone from Scream Power Star Stream. The name's No Limit. I'm a variety streamer that plays. You're playing Star Fox Zero?
Yeah.
Here's a sub toy.
Oh, I thought you hated Star Fox Zero, which is why I was surprised. But yeah,
I think it's you who hates that.
no, I love Star Fox Zero. What are you talking
I
about?
thought you said you hate it.
No, I
Never
love
mind.
it. It's what I love that game. But yeah,
You
hi.
hate Star Fox Zero.
Wait, what was I trying to say? But yeah, I'm a variety streamer, played through games I never played through before, but I am currently playing with a couple of friends. Guys, I freaking got the vault! I got the vault on Bowser's board! Literally like 30 seconds before you guys rated, I got it. And it was freaking 42! It was freaking 42!
Thank you.
I'm still so salty that I'm not even salty that you took it. I'm salty that that's what I was gonna pick. God damn it! When I first got there, I picked 69 because it was funny that I was like, oh shit, I should have got 42. But I would have only gotten like 10 coins from it, so I guess it wouldn't have been much.
Yeah, it wouldn't have helped you all that much, but like, man, 42, right?
God damn. Well, now it's not gonna be that. Now it's gonna be 69.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have access to the Disney Vault. You can now watch Song of the South. Congratulations.
Yeah!
Oh, goody. Now I
Remember when
can
you showed
finally.
that in your... Oh, go ahead.
Now I finally will understand the lore of Splash Mountain.
Splash Mountain lore.
Nick, how many times have you beat up this Mecha Koopa now?
It's like the 4th time. Third in this past stretch of turns.
Yeah, remember when Limit actually showed Song of the South in their server
Okay,
the Disney Marathon?
I did show it for the Disney Marathon because I was curious.
How bad was it?
It's pretty bad.
Oh, really, Nick?
Is it really?
It's actually pretty bad.
Actually, no, I see your logic. Yeah, I remember being there for that and watching it. I don't think I really, like, put it out of, like, anything. Like, I watched this film because I'm just like, do I want that on my, like, on my lists and stuff?
Don't,
but, like,
listen. You can watch stuff for historical reasons, okay?
that's why I watched it, yeah. It's one of those, like, I'm not sure if I put on my, like, that's why I don't have, like, the Harry Potter movies I've seen on my letterbox. I'm like, I don't know if I really want those on there.
Yeah, those, that's just, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
I don't need this.
Me.
Yeah, so Bowser can do that on this board sometimes. He just says, like, fuck the options, your star is mine.
Wait, did it even do a thing?
Yeah, he broke the board, like, the selections.
Yeah, he just
I didn't
ignored
even
it and took a star.
I was playing a huge risk there, but I wanted the item. I didn't feel like going over
I'm
there.
clipping that because I didn't see what happened.
It's on the stream.
Also, if I didn't say so already, KV, thank you so much for the gift sub to Green. Green, please enjoy the emotes. And I really appreciate the raid again. If you gotta take care of post-stream stuff, do what you gotta do, but yeah.
That's not it.
That is definitely not it, my man.
Now we got this.
Okay.
Oh, surely now you do.
Yeah, seeing in chat there. Yeah, Splash Mountain's now Princess and the Frog themed.
Yep, which is cool.
Start.
You know what? That makes sense.
Good movie. I got it at the bottom. On the trapezoid.
I'm trying to find it!
Round 2.
Oh, good. The one.
Oh, you have that. I have this. No!
That is not.
No,
No,
you don't understand. It freaking sprung extra on me. Is this it?
I've forgotten
There you go.
what the shape
Round
is.
4.
I have not seen that shape before.
Yeah, me neither.
No,
I got it.
That's correct.
Alright, that's mean.
Okay.
Triangle.
Yo, let's go! Last man redemption.
Fuck.
Oh.
I'm so mad.
Nice job.
Hey.
Classic limit complaints about the game and now is in the lead almost.
That's called limit luck.
Those stars will be mine by the end of this
It's
game.
called I'm glad they removed the
New turn.
add turns option.
Oh, there's the partner. Okay, I was wondering. Bowser Jr.
Jamboree.
It's time for his
What does he do?
Have coins traps on spaces you land on.
Yeah, it's kind of good. I would like to get him because I've never had his effect, I think. We'll see how that goes, of course.
I have no idea where. I'm past him, I think so.
I hope someone also clipped me getting the vault, by the way.
Really? Putting it here.
No, that makes sense. It makes sense.
I've seen so many people land here.
No, that makes sense.
You know that it's there. Nobody's gonna land on it.
I have to come back here eventually. Ooh, I can mode more at the beginning. Alrighty. It doesn't matter too much where I go, I suppose. So I'll go right.
That is really good. Holy shit.
To me, doesn't matter. The other one was a star.
The star that's about to get taken and or moved.
There's no
No.
chomp call.
Shit. That's fine.
Yeah?
I mean, I have a pipe. I can manage it.
Also, it was a lucky space. Why would you avoid a lucky space?
What's it a lucky? Oh my god, where am I at tonight? Ugh.
You alright, man?
I'm fine. I was feeling a little tired earlier. It's like doing Mario Party. It's like, I guess I'll just do Mario Party.
Look at me!
Yeah, actually, why Nick?
Points.
I guess.
And also, he has 2 star steel. I don't know, man.
Limit's about to get a 3rd star with 98 coins.
Am
Yeah,
I?
but
Yeah, because you're like, what, like 7 spaces away?
I don't know how many spaces I'm away, actually.
8
hell
spaces.
yeah. Is it even worth it for me to go that way?
There's no point in going for the vault, I'll tell you that right now.
I mean, you don't know that, but you're.
I ju-
but
Oh,
you-
actually, no,
you're
they have a
right.
star in there. No, they have a star in there. I was wrong.
Yeah, but the code is reset.
Oh, yeah.
I could go for an item. Screw it. Wee woo.
Wee woo.
Ba-da-da-ba-ba-da. Stop it.
The beginning just really sucks for anyone who goes back there. Yeah, see, I wasn't going to get it. In fact, I might have landed on a Bowser space.
Hey, actually, this worked out for me. I just realized.
Yeah.
Now it's going the other way.
Well, I just screwed over Nick, and yeah.
Also, a lot of Bowser spaces.
What do you
going
mean?
on.
That actually saved me.
Oh, did I?
It did save him.
Oh,
Yeah,
you-
'cause there
yeah.
were 2.
Yeah, you're
That's
right.
why
Yeah.
I did. That
Thank
was actually
you.
why I did it.
Oh, I didn't even notice. I didn't even
Why-
notice.
That's still rude as hell.
I mean, you want me to be ruthless? There you go.
Throw it in front of Time Thief.
Yeah, throw it in front of me. See what happens. See if I care.
Okay, that's good.
I thought you were gonna buy more Star Seal spaces and just flood the entire center.
Oh
Nah,
God.
I don't want to be in here forever.
I mean, you've been here for like, what, 6 turns now?
Oh, okay.
Also free item here, so.
Yeah, I don't want to miss out on the free item. Well, I still would have gotten it, but
But you would have had to throw something out if you gotten the 2 star steals.
I had to throw out one of them.
Cold front!
Not cold front.
I don't like this
Oh, I
one, it's
hate-
boring.
Is this the blowy one?
It's a blowy
Oh, I
one.
hate
one,
this.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
suck at this.
Yeah, blowing.
Blowing.
I wish Mither would blow me.
That's wonderful.
Start.
You can jump on your friends in this game.
Yeah, I don't know why you want to, but you can.
Didn't like mess with them for a moment, like slowed them down briefly. And now it's about the 25-second mark.
Oh god!
Oh god. Oh, see, that's why you jump on people, because that screwed me up.
Holy shit, that's the first time I've ever won that.
Yeah, I got screwed because Maniacal kept jumping on me.
I was not even jumping. What do you mean?
That was me.
Chad is very upset with my comment.
Like, someone jumped on me, which caused me to, like, not be able to move for a second.
Come on,
caused the blowing.
Come on, Maniacal.
New turn.
I've done nothing.
I completely forgot he was over here.
Oh yeah, Bowser Jr. is not gonna get God at this rate.
Yeah, because we keep getting stuck in the center.
What do you mean? We're like 2 spaces
He
away
is in
from
the
him.
center.
We're also right in front of him.
True.
Are you just going to swarm the middle?
The middle, they say.
No, that's what I mean, like the middle of the beginning, yeah.
I mean,
Just the
people have
beginning, not the really the middle of the beginning, because there's only one spot.
9 or a 10. That's not a 9 or a 10. All right.
That might be, yeah.
Bowser.
You know what? You deserve this, Maniacal.
For what? What have I done?
You put a bunch of Star Steel spots at the beginning!
Yeah, because I had to do something.
And you put one too.
Yeah, but I didn't put all of it.
Look, he's gonna get more coins.
I'm so mad. Why are you getting more coins?
He's gotten 40. He's gotten 40 coins for Bowser's faces.
Why?
Because I've been getting shit on all game, dude. What do you want from me?
Yeah, you're gonna come back at the last possible second. I guarantee it.
I got to my 1 star, and then like Nick steals most of my money.
Bowser doesn't love Cole. Bowser loves Maniacal. Bowser and Maniacal go way back.
And also, I wonder why you brought Maniacal when Time Feast just been sneaking through this whole game.
Yeah, you're so focused on me. Like, Type Thief is winning, dude.
Maniacal, you are absolutely just like, you're the one fucking everybody over. Everybody on Maniacal. Like, everybody focus on Maniacal. Seriously, fuck him.
It's mostly because, like, Time
You
Thief.
know what he's been doing.
Listen, Time Thief hasn't done anything to screw me over. You know who has done things to screw me over? Nick and Maniacal.
He's gonna potentially have 5 stars, and you're still focused on me.
Because you are trying to cause chaos to harm other people for no reason.
I'm trying to win. I'm putting star spaces down because I have to get
So
stars
what is
somehow.
this? Oh, what? Oh. Ow.
Ow.
Well,
I don't.
this is the real fucking WarioWare game.
I point at you, you get point.
Also, big red button and blue square button.
Ever heard the
Don't
title
get
of this
hit.
minigame? I think about 12.
Oh, you can't jump. I thought you can jump.
Nope.
Not with that attitude.
We're all Captain Toadak.
Oh, you're supposed to pick them up? What?
Oh my
Oh,
god.
that was a close
I
one.
thought you were
wasn't
supposed to run away from them.
It did
No,
say catch.
Read what the game says.
it? Oh, come on.
Oh!
It only hit me. I really don't want Time to Feed to win this, dude.
Why?
You're mean.
This is gonna have 5 stars.
No, I'm not. Oh, cool. This guy.
I'm fine with you winning at limit.
Oh,
Okay?
Okay.
Genuinely, I just don't want him to win.
I'll try.
Man,
Don't
goes.
man me.
why everybody so mean to me?
Oh my god.
Can't have shit in Detroit.
You don't live in Detroit though.
As far as you know.
Yeah, Junior's Island is also a lot like a WarioWare. That was really rude.
Maniacal, come on!
Hey, here's where the it doesn't matter. The points don't matter.
Final round.
They kind of actually no, they do. Kind of. You guys
Just
what's
gotta
up? And watch out, because that's a deceptively wide hitbox.
I mean, I'm mad that he was just fired on me for no reason.
Okay, well, we have a freeway tie for first.
This is gonna be interesting.
How do they resolve this?
Quite like
Dice roll.
by dice roll, yeah.
I break dice. Okay.
Please.
What's it gonna be?
Yes, okay, I'm okay with that.
I'll take them.
You know why I play Peach? She's the closest thing to Mithra in this game for me. That's not actually true.
Wait, Maniacal, wait.
Hey, wait, where's Maniacal?
Yeah.
Get fucked, idiot.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no. Now
Yeah,
I'll
I
never
just
have a
realized
baby
it.
Bowser.
Aren't you up there too, Limit?
Yeah, I am here up here too.
Well, he's got to win him for a moment.
It's
Oh,
a fun
6 coins.
It's a great mechanic, isn't it?
Ninja has reached the star yet again.
Please?
I mean, up here, probably.
That's a little ridiculous, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now
Look at baby Bowser just clapping. It's so good.
His name's
I can't
Bowser
tell.
Jr.
I can't tell if these are more or less overpowered than the ones in like Super Mario Party.
they are easily less overpowered.
They are less overpowered.
It's very situational.
True.
I would have laughed if they'd been right ahead of me.
Oh my
hope you
god,
just
you
keep-
get all the coins too? Are you kidding me?
And
hope you lose 2 stars.
enjoy your 2 Bowser spaces.
Oh shoot,
Maybe
you're right.
I will.
Yo, can you like lose like 2 stars literally right now?
happened?
I could.
That would be so great.
Wait, hang on. I want to. Wait, what happens?
That half coins, you lose half your coins.
Welcome, wahaha. You have no clue what's in store for you, huh? I would have laughed if it's actually like. But let's see what happens. Maybe Bowser Revolution happens.
Here's 1 star, okay.
One of the stars.
Oh no! Oh no!
So
So
long.
Gay Ninja.
Have a good night, Chaos Deva. Thanks for dropping by. Hope you enjoyed the stream.
Yay! Two Bowsers.
Well, at least you didn't lose 2, like all the stars you just bought.
I call that a win.
And at least this A star just cost you like what?
70 coins.
70 coins, yeah. Because it was the 40 and the 30 there.
Wait, what? What do you mean?
Because you paid 40 for the double, and then you just like lost 30 from Bowser. So it was basically like 1 star for 70 coins.
I mean, I also got a couple of the coins from the gear before that, so maybe a little bit less than that.
You know what? True, actually, you're right. And you made back like it was like what 3? It was a pile of 3 and a pile of like what 7?
Nick, I'm gonna try for something. This should help you.
What are you?
Okay.
What are you trying here?
Because, like, if he rolls a 2, he'll reverse the spaces after you get out, so trapping him here longer.
Okay.
And you should be out by then, Nick.
I kind of would have rather gotten the star, but okay.
Like, listen, I'm trying to trap him in here as long as I can. That's all I'm doing.
It's like I'm trying to trap him here and also like have an advantage.
It's that it doesn't help you help me right now, okay?
Alright, do you no longer consider me an maniacal threat?
I don't consider you guys a threat, no. Oh, shoot. Well, this sucks for me.
And you're gonna lose like 5 coins.
You're gonna get shot twice.
10 coins.
Oh, hey, I got the achievement. Let's go. Ow.
Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah. Get
Oh no,
uber
10
fucked.
coins.
Losing 10 coins actually is a little annoying. Yeah, that's a good idea, actually. Enjoy the star, Nick.
That is a star for Nick.
I thought you cursed me.
No, I cursed Time Thief.
Oh, I'm out of it too.
Nick, I said I was helping you. Nick, I was helping you. I said I was helping you.
No, I believe you now. I'm out of it, Limit.
To be fair to Nick, I also thought you cursed Nick for some reason, even though I know he's playing a Shy Guy right now.
I have been up since 4 a.m.
Okay.
Go to bed. Go to bed.
Go to bed after this. Nick.
Close the game
Please.
and let me win. I mean, go to bed.
Hey, Maniacal, what's right to the opposite end of you?
Yeah. Okay, you can roll a more than 3, right?
I can roll a 4.
You can roll a 4.
I can count.
So, Time Thief, what does it feel like having a target on your back?
Eh.
Isn't this what happened to Keon's game?
A little bit.
Item minigame.
I'm used to it. I target myself constantly.
No self-deprecating on my stream, okay?
Too bad. Too late.
No, listen. You do this, I've never invited... No, I don't want to threaten you like that. I'll invite you back again, but I'm going to be very disapproving of you.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, the plunder test wouldn't even help that much at this point.
There's not really a lot of good items going around.
Yeah, not really. It's only just like star steals at the moment, which isn't that useful.
Night, Leslie.
Night, Leslie. Thanks for dropping by. Hope you enjoyed the stream.
I do like that sleepy mode.
Also, the vault is still around. That is true. We do have the vault. Montaru is right about that.
Limit already opened it once earlier.
Yeah.
Time Thief is cool. How dare you?
Right now, it's got like at least a star, like what, 30 something coins?
2 stars.
2 stars? Okay.
Goodbye. Crush me, giant sandwich, so I may eat you.
These sandwiches look so good.
Dude, the food modeling in this game looks so like these look good. The steaks look really good. Or like the half and half steak mini game, like those look really good too. Oh.
Careful, Nick.
Get got.
I'm not trying to land on you.
How long until it gets into chaos?
That's a good question.
Oh shit! Fuck!
Oh.
Hey man,
Here's the chaos.
Oh boy, here it comes. No!
Fuck! Damn
I
it.
just kept coming for the same 2 spots at the end.
I know
like-
it's the point, but I will punch you with positivity. Feel free to punch me as much as you want.
I will devour that sandwich in the back. It's like the episode where like Oswald and Wanda like make themselves small to eat like the giant like food around them.
God.
Only 5 turns left.
And then Butch Hartman like puts his weird fetish into the show after like Vicky eats them.
All right.
Okay, well we didn't need to go into that.
I'm in last. This is why I don't. This is why I stick to Wario.
Does Wario change anything?
Wario
No,
changed my luck.
He gave me like 5 coins. He didn't really do anything.
What will it be?
That
I
doesn't
already
do all
have
that
one.
much. Yeah.
I mean, I'll take an extra one.
Don't need that
So you
shop.
paid for that one.
I would have liked doubling like the red and blue spaces. That was a great one for that one.
Yeah, because it's plus 12 coins or minus 12 coins.
Yeah.
Oh god.
All right, so where's the star at?
It's
Oh,
way
up,
up
baby.
there, yeah.
I gotta pipe this. Yeah. I have no other option.
Pipe me up, baby.
Don't say it like that. This is a family-friendly stream.
No, we're not.
Is it?
Sorry, I forgot. Your kids watch Blue's Clues.
Yeah, like, yo, post the clue Gmode in chat right now, chat.
Oh, someone actually got it first try.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, Monty Mole.
Thank you.
No front.
No, not thank you. I'm thanking Monty Mole. How many people have landed on that red space?
Quite a bit. Oh, actually, Lemon, I don't know if you know this. Red spaces in this game can actually have chance.
Yeah, I know.
Hidden blocks. Okay.
Yeah, I got that during stream once.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I've only ever got like one red space hidden block in this game so far. I think it was on Rainbow Castle.
I think it was Rainbow Castle, yeah.
Time Thief is viewing the board.
Time Thief is considering his options.
I'm looking at Twitter right now. I just saw that Majora's Mask has been fully 100% decomped, which is really good.
Wow.
Majora's Mask? Nice.
Yeah, the US version's been 100% decomped, or like the 100%.
Finally.
Yeah. Happy to announce Majora's Mask decompilation project reached 100% completion for the US N64 version.
That's cool.
So
Sick.
There's a lot of work that still needs to be done with it, but at least it's at that point, which is really good.
Now what do we do with it?
Fuck it. Fuck it, we ball.
Fuck away, ball.
Yeah! Plan worked!
I'm surprised you didn't use your double dice there just to get rid of the poison effect.
I was considering it, but I was like, yeah, fuck it.
Okay. Just notice I have a little steel grate for Bowser to stand on down there.
Yeah, otherwise, he would be swimming in lava, and he doesn't want to do that again.
Yeah, there's that one time his skin burned off.
You mean, what do you mean one?
I mean, was it also somewhere after Mario Brothers DS? Like when he fell into the lava?
That's actually, yeah, 3D land. Oh, that was awful. Whatever, I'll take my coins back.
I hear 3D Land's pretty good.
Oh no, I landed on it! I just lost 10 coins again! Mother frickin' I just got 10 coins! I'm about to lose 10 coins again because of Bowser Jr. being a stupid son of a mother truckin'!
Is this the part where I bring up that you won't be able to steal 2 stars now?
Yes!
Oh, because Limit rolled like doo-doo.
Thanks, Bowser Jr.
Can you steal Limit's, like, child? Actually, no.
You can't. I'm too far behind, yeah.
Yeah.
Someone clip that, I'm mad.
I thought about the shop thing, but that's way too risky. Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
Oh, why are we getting double coins now?
That's like the 3rd double coin in this game, actually.
Yeah!
With my 1-1 earlier.
Nick, for the love of God, don't random me.
Why would I do that?
I don't know.
There's only one option. I would choose Maniacal.
I would cry if I had a star and you stole it from me after Bowser tried to steal stars from me like 3 times now.
You didn't see it, but you can actually select Maniacal. I kept trying to push it, just kept playing it noise.
I see.
I'm so mad. Bowser Jr.'s leaving next term, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I miss all of the starter steals.
The minefield that is the beginning of this board.
And that's the last time I'm probably gonna be near it.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see. Make your selection now.
This might be useful.
Table turner, yeah.
Maniacal, thank you for adding that.
You guys been seeing anything about that new Indiana Jones game?
I heard it's good.
Yeah.
I heard there was a circle.
I just hit Bowser.
I heard it's a great circle.
Okay, let's not go that far.
Oh.
You gotta
Watch
start.
me immediately lose the star.
Okay, I'll watch you immediately lose a star.
Watch me whip. And watch me nane.
Not,
Nane?
no.
I am. Oh no way! No!
Aw, baby.
No!
Aw, baby.
No! Nick, shuffle!
Bowser,
Shuffle now! Shuffle
Bowser,
now! Shuffle literally right now!
Don't you dare shuffle.
Shuffle us literally right now!
Nope, it's a I can't choose option. Yep.
Damn it.
Get
You know,
uber fucked.
you know, Emil, if you're screwed over if the A button isn't there.
Yeah.
Another star for the vault.
Limit is mad part number
Nobody's
2.
nobody's getting those stars. Not at this rate.
I will get
As
those
you-
stars.
Uh-huh.
This mini
I
game.
believe.
You were literally
Sure,
the
Jan.
farthest away from the vault, Maniacal.
I believe.
You're not getting the vault.
All I've read.
I believe in your downfall.
Oh, edging time.
Shut up.
That's not until after the stream, Maniacal. Come on.
Yeah, if I pick up the Indiana Jones game, I'll just pick up
Oh.
like my PS5 or something.
When it's out on PS5 next year, anyway.
Yeah, I'm in no rush for it. Looks cool though. I got many games to play still. I mean, I'm going through. I was playing more Yakuza 7 earlier. I was playing more Spirit of Justice earlier. Those are my main 2 things I'm working on right now.
Start.
See our records. I gotta beat my record today. Come on, come on, come on! Fuck.
I knew it. I knew it.
Get fucked.
Yeah? Yeah, time thief. Go on.
I mean, I was the closest to not getting fucked.
No one.
It's a tie!
Oh, that was the double coin minigame too. No.
Was it?
Let's go.
It was, yeah. Well, nothing changed.
I was so tempted to just mash A at the start, but that would actually been really funny.
God, you would have won with that, yeah.
Yeah.
Horrendous record. One away. Yeah, sorry, Limit.
Yeah, I hate everything.
Hey, I mean, let me. They're not going to steal from you.
I have no reason to steal from Limit, yeah.
There's zero reason.
Almost.
So close, so close. No, I feel...
You know, we all were complaining about Time Thief, but let's be real here. Everyone's going to be balanced out after this.
It's why I'm actually considering Nick right now, but I don't know if I...
Why? Time Thief would still be in the lead if you do that!
Yeah, but Nick has 118 coins.
I don't blame you entirely, honestly, but. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Ooh, okay. I cannot steal from Limit because they're just going to steal right back from me.
And
Yeah, it's
Time
weird.
Thief is also about to hit that star.
No, I'm not. It's
Hang on.
going the other way.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're right. Never mind.
Yeah, other way, but even then... Type Thief... who's the shy guy?
I'm-
Nick is the shy guy.
Which is why he'll pick random. If he robs from me, I'm robbing Time Thief.
You can
Nick is-
steal from me, Maniacal. I genuinely don't care.
Yeah, you're 12 away with a double. You're likely to get it. Or
Just
Time Thief is-
just save everyone the hassle.
Yeah, sorry, Nick. I think you actually have the smarter option right now.
I don't understand this, but whatever.
Nick has a double dice and is 12 away to getting a 3rd star.
I
That's my
guess.
logic.
You know what? Fair enough, I guess. Go for Nick. I'll go for Time Thief, I guess.
Time... Also, yeah, I can't steal from you, because that'd be foolish.
There's no reason to go for me.
Because,
See,
like,
either way, I was gonna get stolen from, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, because like if I stole from Time, then I think Nick would have stole, or Limit would have stole from Nick.
I really don't care. It'd be really funny if you landed on Bowser, though.
I'll have to see what my options are. Okay, we have 3 turns left. Honestly, I think the lever's the better option here. As much as I like the Star Steel, there's not enough time for them.
Yeah, you still gotta put yours, the last one down, Limit.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out a good place for it.
It's kind of now or never because there's only two, like 3 turns left.
Yeah.
Well, both are in blue. Doesn't matter where I go, it seems.
Lucky you.
5, 6, 7, 8 for that blue.
I mean, Chaos is a fun strat, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, it definitely is. Also, this guy.
I know you're trying to go for the vault, but I don't think you're gonna get it.
Says you.
I mean, if you get it, color me surprised.
If you get it, we can just turn the game off. Also, I'm 20, or no, that's Time Thief. What am I saying? I keep thinking I'm Ninja.
It's because you normally play Ninja.
I think your best option right now is just to roll.
Yeah, because if you try, the double dice won't get you no matter what, because it's literally 1 over.
I mean, with or without the double dice doesn't really matter. Double dice might be better to get past the Bowser.
Well, no, he's still going to be stuck in here.
Fuck it,
Yeah.
I don't care.
That's a move.
No matter what I do, I'm fucked. So
So true.
Bomb.
It's not against you, of course, obviously, in the end.
I mean, it is, but you know, I'm used to it.
Aw, I'll say that
3,
now.
2, 1.
Oh,
Hey.
oh hi.
Wow, okay. Duel for a
I mean,
star.
this is.
Limit, that's not an option.
Oh, not in this game? Damn.
No.
It's only in
Yeah,
the
that-
pro mode. That's only in the pro mode or the super dual glove.
I hope it's RNG.
God, it would be.
Is there an RNG minigame?
I hope there is.
Probably.
I don't think there is.
I think there's actually a lot less RNG mini games in this one.
I don't think there was a dual.
3,
There's an RNG dual
2,
minigame in Superstars either.
Go!
You need a special item for Star Duel? Okay, that makes sense.
It's like the golden glove or something like that.
Wow, they are just clearing the way for Ninja. Is this a tie? No, I think Ninja won.
No, I beat it. I won barely.
Yeah.
I think Time Thief is slightly higher.
Yeah, like a split of a yard. Oh my
Man.
god, 0.7, 0.5, literally 0.5 win.
That's the closest I've ever seen it in that game.
Save it.
Nick is
I know why
feeling.
I don't know why I'm sad. I have 94 coins.
Also, I'm about to hit Bowser. So.
And Bowser's about to steal your star.
Revolution.
Oh, he absolutely is.
Nope. I mean, it's not by default anyway.
Let's see what it is.
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Oh no.
Oh no, Bowser stole my money.
333.
Why is it always the rich who get away with a slap on the wrist?
Rich. I'm third. Rich says the one who has 3 times as many coins as me.
Yeah, Lemon, you have the most coins here.
Oh wait, Bowser Jr. is still here?
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Okay, I guess Limit, yeah.
Well, actually, Lemon has to roll good.
I
Hang
had to
on
roll
now.
ridiculously well, though. Okay, I got it.
Walk. Okay, that's actually really bad.
Man, Limit, it's almost like things are gonna even out.
Listen, I
Wait.
didn't think Bowser Jr. was going to still be here, dude.
I honestly forgot it. I honestly had thought it'd been free.
And the rich get richer.
Okay, I have to think about this here.
Uh-huh.
I actually have to think about this here.
All right, hang on, I'll help. Fuck, where is it?
I'm sorry, Maniacal.
What? Why?
You're close to a star.
Am I?
Yeah.
You are actually.
You are.
Yeah.
You legitimately are. If it makes me feel better, I'm not taking 2 from you. I'm only taking 1.
Also, keep in mind that Maniacal has put down so many fucking star traps near the beginning, so you're probably gonna land on one of those.
Yeah, that's the thing that scares me. Oh, shoot! Wait, hang on. I rolled a 7. Wait, hang on. How many turns do I have left? 1, 2... Wait, hang on a second. Wait a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7...
Limit, it says the amount you have left on the bottom left, by the way.
3. So, okay, so hang on a second.
I think you are going to land on one of his traps.
That's
No,
why I'm checking. I'm checking.
That's Limit's trap.
Hang on. 1, 2, 3. So I land on mine.
Yeah.
Okay, if I land on mine, then... Yeah, I'm going for Time Thief.
Are you sure that was that yours?
It is mine. Yes, yeah. If I'm wrong, then y'all can laugh and point at me for the rest of the time.
No, it is 100% yours. Because I was looking at your stream.
Okay.
Whoa, looking after Craven the Hunter. Which apparently is also garbage from what people are saying.
Gee, I'm so surprised.
I love Sony not knowing what the hell to do with their, like, franchise characters. Guys, I swear we can make a good movie without Spider-Man.
Okay, I'm good.
Like,
He's
no.
gonna erase your star spiel.
I don't think.
Oh my! No, it says there's a radio steel trap here. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if that was an interaction or not.
Interesting, so you kind
Well, now we know.
If I can get the custom dice block, that's not helpful.
You've
Get
had
fucked.
you've had enough good in that turn limit. Okay?
You know what? Fair enough.
You're in first, so you're probably not getting any good rolls, or getting potentially good things here.
If I can get a double dice, that'd be so good, though. Okay, I'm good.
Everybody
I'm
after
free.
limit.
I'm free.
Everybody after limit.
I'm home
Everybody
free.
after limit.
I'm home free. I'm home free.
Yeah, I'm done having energy remorse for you.
I didn't even rob from you, Nick. What do you want?
I still got stolen from this turn.
Yeah, but I didn't steal from you.
I really should have stolen from Lemon in hindsight.
I mean, to be fair, we didn't know about the Bowser Jr. legitimately.
No, because he would have gone away at the start of the turn. That's the thing, I just didn't notice that.
I miscounted a turn. I just didn't realize.
I legitimately didn't know either. Like, I did not plan that.
I don't think any of us knew. It's like I forgot which way the star was for a moment.
Left, yeah.
Yeah. Tom call might help.
Nah, I'm gonna go for the old reliable.
All reliable.
Like, I swear to God, Maniacal, I did not plan that.
That's just how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't plan for Maniacal to win the Jamboree minigame and for Time for you to get the 2 stars anyway.
That too.
It's a roller coaster of a game, honestly.
Yeah, like...
Hey, I lost that Jamboree minigame, okay?
You got a star.
It was a freeway tie for first.
Yeah, but I still lost it. I didn't get like Bowser Jr. from that.
Yeah, you didn't.
All the way back there, huh? Alright.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, because Limit's closest to that.
No, Nick is closer, I think.
Why did it go
No.
down?
Go down.
Why did...
I dare you.
Because Nick could have gone down for the,
There was a Bowser space. I'm not going down.
Honestly, yeah, that's fair, Nick.
He's already stolen like 2 stars from me.
Yeah. I don't think anyone's going to get to the vault at this rate.
And I don't care about the vault. Too risky.
Blame it on the crane.
Oh,
We got
for
a single
fuck's
coin
sake.
minigame.
No, we got the
We got
we got the 2v2, the bad one.
Oh, yeah.
Start.
I guess it does count.
Gotta go fast.
Can't catch
Come
me. I'm
on.
an imposter.
Oh, there I am. I couldn't find myself for a moment.
Yeah, I'm red. I'm red because red.
Yeah,
sucks.
this.
Hey, you got me.
Oh my god.
Sure, I did.
Caress me.
No, that got me.
You got limit.
Yeah. Caress you.
Well, congrats on your win, guys.
No, let time thief. Don't give up yet. You got this.
Do not. You know I don't.
You got Nick.
Yeah, and but
Finish.
I don't understand why they dropped the other Shy Guys. They totally should get rid of them when you do that.
I mean, it
It's
takes
a
forever. It
competition.
takes forever, anyways. Like to do that. So like, who cares?
It's also to cause issues for like the 3, since like they could get in the way.
I guess so.
That one I think I've seen both sides win. I think I see the 3 win a little bit more.
I think it's actually pretty even. Yeah.
I think we're having
Imposter Bowser
Wait, no,
start.
I just realized there was also a star steal on that spot limit, or like a coin steal on that spot with the Bowser.
Oh, was there? I didn't even notice.
Just realized looking at it.
So
Goodbye.
Next turn, should have a Jamboree, buddy.
No, they're not gonna put one at turn 19.
They tend to in the past, from what I've seen.
Congrats, you avoid the landmine.
You're gonna go for it?
I have to.
You got nothing better to do.
Yeah, that's fair.
I really need the item bag there, game.
Honestly, if you get it, that turns the game around entirely. Like, how many stars are in there? Like 2 or 3?
3 stars. Interesting.
Hmm.
And he's out of there.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
I believe in you, Time Thief.
Stop it. Believing in me is a pathway to disappointment. I've learned that years ago.
Pat.
No, see, you are out. Told you. Now you can go for the vault.
Oh, goody.
Go for
Yeah,
it.
now that Limit stole my answer.
Listen, you can get another number.
I don't know what to go for.
You've done 69, 42, do 69 again.
Or hey, you can fight Maniacal for his. No, you're past him. Never mind.
Fight me for the vault, I see.
Fuck it.
Vault Hunters, let's go. I will play as Mordecai. I'm going to first
I'm
Borderlands.
going to not get this vault and then immediately lose a star to Maniacal in the trap. Or worse, Limit.
Ooh, 1 off.
Man,
That's unfortunate.
I wish I got a chomp call now.
Right?
Let's go with all reliable, like you said. Wow!
Wow.
Like, oh my god. Oh, wait, hang on. Oh no. Oh
It's
no!
It's Bowser both ways, isn't it?
No, it's not. But in order to get the star, I have to go to Bowser.
I don't know if I'd play that risk, dude.
Yeah, this late in the game, it's not worth it.
Oh, thank God, I just got 2 fucking ads for Kraven the Hunter in a row.
Yo, Kraven the Hunter.
Is Kraven the... Yeah, that Kraven's one of Spider-Man's villains.
Yep, Aaron Taylor Johnson is Kraven. If you want a better movie with Aaron Taylor Johnson in it, just go watch Bullet Train. That's a very good movie.
Maybe I will.
And if you want a better movie, just go watch Morbius.
If you want a
No.
better... If you want a better Aaron David Johnson movie, go watch...
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Aaron Taylor Johnson. God, I cannot
Just watch
words.
Hundreds of Beavers. Fuck it.
Just butchered it so bad.
Watch Godzilla 2015.
If you want an Anya Taylor-Joy movie, just watch the Super Mario Bros. Movie.
If you
Just watch X-Men.
Please, let me go. No.
I think that's a
Wait, hang
star
on. Look
limit.
where you're landing before you do anything.
I'm landing literally on your star spiel, so I have to do this.
Okay, fair enough.
Even without that, why are you negotiating? You have 4 stars.
I'm so mad.
You basically just paid 50 coins to negate that star steal.
Basically.
Have to, yeah.
Yeah, Limit wins the game at this point.
No. Wait until the vault. Nick, listen, you give up way too easily. This happened before.
Limit, I'm not getting the vault.
I mean, someone else might get it.
Yeah, but I'm out of the game.
Yeah, but I'm not saying I might not win.
If you want a better movie, too bad.
If you want a better movie, go watch Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
This is Quack. Quack Cocaine.
Yes.
That's not from the movie.
Oh, that's
that's
actually crazy, yeah.
That's really good. Oh, Nick, would you be willing to hand me a star? Just kidding, no.
Hot cross bloods.
Hot, hot, hop.
And
Hot,
I can't really complain too much since I did steal a star from you with a trap earlier.
Yeah.
I would love my traps to go off. It's like the second game in a row I've played now with my traps, despite how many I put down, don't do anything. Ba-da-da. Ba-da-da-ba-ba.
Well,
Ooh, boy.
This is getting a little crowded. Not anymore.
Oof.
That was a little scary.
I realize now you can actually see their eyes pop out from the lava.
Correct, yes. I noticed that the last game I played. Which is cool.
Time Thief, why are you not a VIP in my channel?
because I'm not a very important person.
I appreciate
Yes,
you.
Only 2 turns left.
Only 2 turns left. All right. Big. Oh, hi,
Damn,
Yoshi.
you're right.
Oh my god, Michael was
I told
right!
you.
No,
Oh.
I've seen that. I've seen that too. I've seen that too.
Oh,
That-
that is right in front of the fucking boo. Holy shit, that's scary.
Wow,
No
I guess
fear that.
I guess you should have went the other way instead of focusing on the vault.
No.
What do you mean,
can
no?
Bro, you could still go the other way.
No.
Genuinely, it would be a better option.
Yeah?
Hang on.
Yeah, you're thinking about it, huh?
I guess you have to win against Yoshi, but you still could get a Star Steal regardless. Just like, that vault is not- you're not gonna open it at a 1 in 81 chance, my dude. Unless you want to do it for the content.
Do it for the content.
Maniacal's not gonna get it for the content.
Maniacal, you're not a coward,
No,
are you?
yeah,
Hell
Maniacal-
yeah.
Wow.
I know Maniacal, he is a content man.
It's not gonna be 69! I told you it's not gonna be 69!
If it was though, imagine how funny that would have been.
So by the way, you lost a star.
Now it's my own space.
It's Maniacal space, yeah.
Sorry, it's kind of hard to tell how many there are.
Only 1 turn left.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, I honestly didn't believe I was gonna have a good roll for Yoshi. That's why I didn't do it, because I'm like, no, I know how my rolls are, there's no way.
I mean, fair. But is Time Thief gonna go for Yoshi?
Well, depending upon what he rolls. Well, battery. Ah, shit.
Maniacal got that he would have won the game regardless of who
Fuck
won.
me.
Oh, well.
Well, actually, you could get a item. Yeah.
You know what? That's fair.
Is that gonna do anything?
Well, it's not gonna get me Yoshi.
Would be funny if you swapped with me.
You know what? I want to do something funny.
Oh, they're going for the vaults.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going for the vault. There's nothing else I can do in this game, so might as well.
Why not go for Yoshi?
I'm not going for Yoshi.
It's just so rude to put that there when we already all did our star steals. Like, it's just like tempting you. Wait, Limit, isn't that Limit?
No, I don't.
No,
I know.
It's a lucky space. It's a lucky space to land on.
No, the lucky space back at spawn.
No, there's one before the pipe.
They rolled a 2.
Yeah, and there's 2 spaces after the vault here.
Is there?
Yeah.
I'll believe you. It's like it's been such a long game.
Hey guys, what's funnier than 24?
But whenever,
Oh, I almost got it though. I almost got it.
Sorry, Limit. You.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care.
mistaken.
I'll be real. I legitimately don't care.
I'm mistaken.
I legitimately don't care.
you have 4 stars, of course you don't care.
No, even better. Even better. I got 69 coins.
I told
So
you,
does
and
Nick.
I knew I had that right.
Big deal. Nick has 69 coins.
Yeah, but Nick's about to use it all.
All of it? What do you mean all of it?
Ah, damn it. Did not need them to have that. Oh, because I could have got another star steal.
You were not gonna get another star steal, buddy.
Yeah.
I could have if Limit didn't get a custom in that moment.
Man, I almost got the vault. That would have been so cool if I got it.
This is so annoying, dude. I need to land on Bowser to get this star. I don't care. If he steals my star a 4th time, I don't care.
Make sure you count the spaces correctly.
No, Limit. Both ends. It doesn't matter. 9 or 10. I would have to land on him.
Yo, General Tank! That's lewd. Thanks for the bits.
And just to give myself options.
Mm-hmm.
He really sounds like a cat sometimes.
I know. You a cat, right?
Yeah, he adopted one recently, like a few months ago anyway.
Yes,
What?
Limit.
What are you talking about, Limit?
What?
I don't have a cat.
Oh, I thought Nick was. I thought we were talking about Nick.
You gotta start.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I didn't realize you were talking about my cat.
Oh, sorry. I thought Maniaco was talking to Nick. My bad.
No, I asked Andy because I thought. Did you not have a cat, or am I mistaken?
Oh, hey, you guys were just there.
I did.
Ah, okay, fair
And
enough. My
then,
apologies.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
don't worry, dude. Don't sweat it.
My condolences, dude.
Oh my god, thank you. I'll take it.
You lost your 69, Nick.
If
Man.
it helps, dude, I also lost a cat earlier this year, so I'm in your shoes.
It's same.
Get out of my shoes.
Guys, I'm very sorry. Like, unironically.
This is a hell of an end to this game.
Yeah, a little bit. I was like, oh yeah, we all have.
I mean, we've all had a loss recently.
Maniaco, how many times have we teamed up now?
Too many.
I don't think I've teamed with you, Limit.
Oh, hey, there's the
Ooh,
steak.
there we
there's
go.
the steak
Oh,
in the
I
game.
hate this one. I'm bad at it.
Just-
But the steak looks really good, though.
I
I'm
would,
pretty sure we've had the same teams the whole time.
I would demolish.
Yep, we
this
have.
steak. Yeah, I don't think I've actually ever teamed up with Nick. Probably after he stole 40 of my coins.
Start. Round 1.
All right, Nick, don't fuck us on this.
I really wish I stole him Time Thief looking back, because that changed the game so much.
No, let me move a little to the left. Yeah, there we go.
I don't think that's. Oh, I just want steak. I just want steak now,
Round
man.
2.
I know. Alright, I'm gonna move a little to the left. Here, about here should be good.
And
Oh, no, I'm thinking
Okay.
about that actually.
Final round.
Forget about it.
I think it's a straight line. Go a straight line. Go straight line.
Straight line, really?
It's
Yeah.
always a straight line. They're all straight lines.
Yeah, like here. I think.
Limit.
Yeah, I think this is good.
I should have moved a little bit.
I
Well, we fucked this.
yeah, no.
Okay, we
No, for
did
fuck's sake.
exactly.
Oh,
Oh
thanks.
shit.
Oh, it all comes down to this. Oh, we tied. Okay, whatever.
Finish.
Cool.
That's fine.
That's fine, yeah. Everyone get money.
Peach
No
gets
one wins.
Peach gets
makes
meat
up-
inside her.
This makes up for earlier when like none of us got money.
Thank you, time. Now by
What is
69.
It's weird how the game's ending with Maniacal having the most money when he was like broke for a bit.
Yeah.
Right?
Final turn.
Hi Yoshi.
Drink.
Hi,
Hi,
Yoshi.
Yoshi. Okay, what the frick do I do? I have to chomp.
I need a good roll if I want Yoshi.
I have to let the chomp just like gives the star right in front of me. That's all I can do. Come on.
Nope.
It's
Nope.
the other way. It's the other way. Damn it.
Hey, if you
Oh,
roll
that-
really,
that
really
gives-
high, you
That
still
gives me
won't
a
get it.
really good option, actually.
And of course, now you roll a 10.
Wait, what? Why is it showing me that? Hang on a second.
Now I wish I rolled a 9 instead of a 10. Dang it. Oh well. I should have bought a dice or something. Is it both ways?
It's both ways. Yep.
Well, good
I'm
luck.
Sorry. I'm sorry,
That's
buddy.
surprising.
It is both ways, but
I actually realize what you're about to do here.
retribution shall be had.
Oh!
Come at me,
Dual
bitch!
minigame.
Take all of his money.
All of it.
Take him
Just
for
go
all his
all
worth.
in. There's no reason not to.
I will leave with one pity coin.
Bro,
Coward.
I went all in.
No, I want him to give that last coin to my tax collector from Robin Hood.
What's with you and like the
Oh,
tax collector?
I got the Master Duelist thing.
I just think it's funny to like randomly reference a tax collector from Robin Hood for no
What's
reason.
Master Duelist?
I think it's dueling 3 times in the same game.
Oh wow, that's
Oh.
crazy.
Because I dueled Maniacal twice and Time Thief.
All right, I'm gonna do it.
This game sucks. I don't know how to do it.
Yeah,
You just have to
I
eyeball it
don't, I
and hope for
don't
the
like
best.
I mean, that's kind of the point. You need to. It's physics.
And I'm not good at physics. I'm an English major.
Ah, shit.
Oh, they got it.
Wait,
They got
nope,
it.
Nope, nope,
They
nope,
got
nope,
it.
Nope, nope.
I'm like,
Well, let's
I
see.
am like dead on, dude.
Let's go.
What do you mean? that-
What? No way!
Let's fucking go.
What?
Let's fucking go.
Nick,
Yeah.
that is so
Get
not
fucked.
fair! What the frick? Nick got screwed so hard!
I am so done with this game, dude.
No, that's bull. That should not have happened to Nick.
I literally hit it straight on.
How?
Head on. Apply directly to the forehead.
That's insane. I'm mad for Nick now.
Thanks, Maniacal. Now lose
Don't
your
worry.
star, bitch.
No worries, I can just get if I lose my star again,
Actually, no, yeah, get Revolution. I
I
would
can't
love.
pick. Fuck.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah,
you.
yeah, get fucked.
Get last.
You deserve that.
How many stars did Bowser steal from me? Like 4 or 5 attempted like thefts.
It's not been that much. It's only been
I
like
think
2.
I think no, he took at least 2 from me, and then
Don't
2
worry-
he
don't worry.
tried to.
Don't
I
worry,
had
you
no
can get them all
stars.
back in the vault if you're good.
It doesn't count because you were broke.
See, the real question now is Time Thief going to chance the Yoshi / steal, or is he going to swap?
Where is everybody? There's nothing worth it if I swap. There's absolutely nothing that I can get if I swap right now.
True, because it's going in the wrong direction. You're
I
right.
need a low
Yeah,
roll here. Come on.
there is.
Oh shit.
Let's
okay.
go.
Is that Yoshi?
That is
That's
Yoshi.
Yoshi.
That gives him 2 boos.
Well,
you
if
don't-
I get Yoshi.
Hey, you don't
if
know
I
that.
get Yoshi.
If he gets Yoshi.
So
yes.
we got to aim to screw Time Thief. Got it.
Well, you can't really screw him over in that mini game.
You just have to do better than him.
I know a thing.
I will say
know a thing or two
I'm
about
not
riding
the best at it. So
Limit didn't steal my freaking star space. I could have gotten it. Oh. Or literally didn't land on it.
Mini game.
I'm upset about that. It means Limit doesn't have 4 stars.
I mean,
True.
I can't steal 2 stars. I will say that much.
This game did not want me to have stars.
Like, okay, let's be
Speak for
to be
yourself.
fair. Yeah, to be fair, I can still steal a star no matter what. This is just coming down to, can I steal a star in coins or just a star?
Right.
Like, I have enough to steal a star, and I don't have, and that's about it. Unless I get coins from this, which I'm not going to, but that'd be fucking funny if I did.
3, 2,
Where am I? I'm top left. Okay.
1. Go.
No, actually, you're bottom right.
Hmm?
This camera sucks, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. I got so stupid lucky it spawned a fruit right in front of me earlier.
Okay, yeah, the camera did not play nice with me there.
Fruit.
Okay.
What if I just like at the finish line stopped just for time thief?
Oh, thank you.
I don't want to do that though. I'd be stupid.
But
As funny as it would be funny. You're right.
Good stop for me.
Good stop for you.
yeah, but that's not funny.
Me when I shoot the Joker. Oh fuck! No! No! Damn it! Get stop it! No!
I'm sorry, what? What? I don't know what happened there at the end.
Whatever. You can go rot, man.
Maybe I will.
You completely ruined my chances of winning. Before bonus stars, maniacal.
I'm sorry.
Nick, I want to point out I did nothing to screw you over this game.
You wish you became my ally.
You stole a star from me, but I was willingly saying it anyway.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Maniacal,
You should steal from maniacal.
Wait. Before you do this,
if it comes down to bonus, if it comes down to like most earned, Maniacal probably gets it, but he's also at 1 star. So
before you do that, Time Thief, where are you landing?
He's landing on a lucky space.
Don't take his word for it.
No, I don't have reason to
Remember
lie
how
about
Maniacal
this.
said that I was landing on lucky space and not on his space?
What? When did I say that?
Literally earlier, and for a record limit, Time Thief is laying on the exact same space.
Okay, just want to make sure. I'm just asking.
Like, Maniacal straight up just forgot how many spaces were left in real life.
When I went for the vault and landed on your space, you said, oh, Limit's not going to land on my space.
That's because I genuinely thought there were 2 spaces after the vault.
Because you forgot. That's why I want to double check.
I guess?
Question of the day. Is there not enough room under the dress for Peach, Daisy, etc. to sit on the saddle properly instead of side saddle thingy? And it's also true.
I can see your logic in like all these choices here, to be honest.
I think Maniacal might have minigame star. He definitely
feel
has coin star.
Yeah, but it's also a random assortment of stars. There's no guarantee.
Yeah, that's the other thing. And like, what are the other stars I could get? I don't remember what you guys have won.
Who
I have
landed
no
on
idea what-
happening the most?
I have no clue.
I'm gonna say Limit actually, mostly because I'm remembering the 2 fucking times you got owned by the bullet bills.
That was only two. Actually, you're right.
It's 2 plus however many more they've landed on since, which I think they have at least changed the direction of the board once.
Yeah, but I think I changed it with an item.
I would still go for a limit. The 2.
Maniacal, of course you're saying to go for me because the other option would be you.
Well, I'm only saying that because
I'm right here too, Limit. What do you mean?
I say Limit gets if Nick gets 1 star. Well,
all right.
Fuck it.
That's
I don't know.
a hard choice no matter what I feel here.
I'm fading. I need to go to bed.
Me too.
Give me a star so I can sleep.
It do be late.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose anyway, so let's just get it over with.
You don't know that.
Yeah.
Bonus stars decide everything.
Oh.
What do you mean? Oh.
Well,
it's a dual time.
I didn't even think about that.
I didn't think about it either. It doesn't matter if you take all my coins.
It
doesn't.
It does matter in a tie.
I guess in a tie, yeah.
How many did Maniacal take again? Fuck it. Let's go. I don't need the coins, so I don't really care.
I don't really need it either, honestly.
Oh, slappy go round.
I hate this one.
I haven't had the chance to play this one yet. Except in, like, the single player.
Oh, you can actually jump even with that? That's crazy.
The scores are even, ladies and gentlemen. The slap fight continues. Oh my goodness, it's a slapping contest out here.
Finish.
Fuck yeah, shit.
Yeah, knowing how this game works, that's actually gonna matter, and that's how Limit wins the game.
Yep. You're welcome for that, Limit.
I don't know if that helped me any, to be perfectly honest.
I mean, coins.
Yay!
In before 1 coin.
Okay, well...
Coins matter
Anyways, more coins.
a lot more than you think, Limit.
I don't think it matters that much, but whatever.
I mean, coins will affect Coinstar and
Alright, let's
other
go.
stuff.
Okay, let's think about this.
let's go.
I say that because if Time Thief won, then he would have overtaken you in coin.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
No, that's not enough.
Bells.
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 Bells. I have no idea where I want to go.
I mean, I don't know.
Whatever. Because, like, there's nothing I can do, because if I try to go, I can't go for the star. And if I try to go for, like, Happening Square, that's just going to give it to you guys. So I'm just going to land under this blue space. I'm sure someone landed on it already. I'm going to see if it's a hidden block. It's not a hidden block.
Do you know exactly what it sounds like, or?
Yeah, I can hear it. There's a sound effect for it.
Hooray,
Okay.
since Maniacal took my money, there's literally nothing I can do.
Well, that's not
You-
true.
You can get
What do you mean
fucked.
that's not true? There's literally nothing I can do that can help
No.
me progress.
There's one option you have.
Wait,
Shop at the box.
I know what Maniacal's talking about.
You shop, hope for the correct shop, go to the vault.
Maniacal, it's going the other way.
Oh no, you just screwed Nick.
Well, there's no guarantee of that.
No, if Nick rolls a 1, I'm actually closing this game for Nick because that is ridiculous.
But no, Lim, I was gonna do that anyway.
Okay.
Don't quit before it's over.
You're just saying that because, like, if he rolled and got,
I
like...
don't think I'm winning this, dude.
If he lost his star to you, I would have been mad.
But also, you were just blatantly wrong. It was going the other way.
Yeah, that's part of the I actually did not catch. I thought it was for some reason going to go to this vault.
What? Oh, this game.
Yes.
All I gotta do is press the button.
Look, I'm a beaver.
Bever.
Look how wet he is. Like, it's actually kind of interesting, like texturing on that.
Moist mole.
Moist mole. Fucking fish,
Yeah,
fucking fish.
Guys, come on!
I'm trying.
No, God.
That was not on me.
That one was on me. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking there. I think my control stick might have. I don't know what happened.
You're fine.
Get fucked, Montemole. Get fucked, everybody. Fuck you, fuck this, fuck you. Fuck you!
Thank you. Can I have the other one?
This is such a tiring game.
This was supposed to be a de-stressor game at that, by the way.
Mario Party. Your first problem was putting Mario Party and de-stressor in the same sentence.
Okay, what's the bonus stars?
Especially because we put the Bowser board.
This is the worst graph ever, by the way.
That sucks.
Everyone kept stealing stars.
Ninja was in first place, and then they weren't.
Sightseer.
That might be me.
Yeah, that's Nick. Nick's got this. GG's.
Congrats on the win.
Yeah,
Is that a
GG's.
GG for
No.
Nick?
Someone else. He's like, we're tied in stars.
Okay, it comes down to the event bonus.
It's Limit.
That's not me.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
Limit
told
win.
you. I
Yeah,
fucking
oh my
told
God.
you.
Look,
Oh my
Limit won the
God.
game. Wow.
Oh my god.
I told you it was you, Limit.
I wasn't sure. I legitimately wasn't sure.
Wow. Yeah, I guess having less coins actually did matter. Crazy that.
You picked the Bowser board for the de-stressor.
Wait.
Wait.
What?
I thought
Wait.
I thought Limit had more stars than me.
What?
Oh, hold on. We gotta check this.
What? Hang on.
I'm so out of it. I didn't even realize I won.
What?
You had another star?
I did not realize Limit only had 2 stars.
Oh,
You're
wait.
really good at this.
Because Time Thief stole from Limit at the end.
Oh, Time Thief, you decided the game by doing that.
You're welcome.
I got channel points.
No, I did not earn this win in the slightest. I mean, if you stole from Maniacal, then Limit would have won off coin.
Yeah, you decided it with that one steal, Time Thief. Nice job.
I got
Yo.
4 Bowser spaces.
You're welcome.
And I also got 4 Maniacal.
I'm mad Limit getting a single Bowser space on the Bowser board. Like, fuck off.
Yeah, because I know how to navigate.
I do too.
She has the side, like, the Bowser's, she gets good graces of Bowser, that's it.
Yeah, because I do things for Bowser.
I got the most chance times.
That you did.
Most
I won the
chance
most-
time.
I won the most mini games apparently.
Yeah, but yeah, well, I got
see,
the
look-
vault. I got the vault.
Maniacal, you stole the coin star from me.
Oh yeah, at the very end there. You're right.
And
Yeah,
also,
Nick-
also Limit, look at the movement star.
Oh my god.
You literally won by 2. Oh my god. Nick, if you didn't get that, I would have won.
I know.
Holy cow.
We could have tied even.
Well, no, because then Limit would have won then if, like...
No, I would have
Saying we-
won
wait,
because, like...
I'm saying we could have tied. I'm not saying that's how close it was.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I also use we also use so many items. I use 16 items.
I use 13.
Where's the items? Oh,
It's the
right. Yeah, you
mushroom.
use 16, I use 13.
Yeah, David, like, when it comes to, like, channel point predictions for, like, this kind of game, always wait to see, like, the final result. Don't just, like, take people's word.
Yeah, that's actually really good instinct there, David. Thank you for that.
Also, I earned 9 stars that game and ended with 4.
I got 2 achievements. I opened the vault and I did Bowser Jr.
Usually the
You did
one with
what
the
now?
ball tends to win, but not always, as evident with Nick in the past.
Yeah, I honestly think opening the vault is a bad omen.
The vault... Listen, I got the vault achievement. I'm happy.
I'm more mad you got the vault when it came to, like, having no other numbers known. You just picked a number and got it. So I'm just like, oh, come on.
Well, I appreciate you guys hanging out for this. You guys were very cool, and I appreciate you guys being cool people who hangs out with cool people.
I got 2 achievements.
I'm
It
going
was
to
certainly
sleep.
an experience.
Time, Dave,
Nighttime,
go to
please.
bed. And same to you, Nick.
I hope
I
you
will.
have yourself a good rest of whatever.
I'm literally ending right now, so you
Oh.
yeah.
Night, guys.
Good night, dude. Thanks
Night,
for
dude.
hanging. I appreciate you.
Good
Thanks
to
for
chat.
having me.
Always happy to have you. You should rest too, Nick.
Yeah, sorry if I got you loud at points. It's just been a Mario Party gets intense, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Nick!
probably hop off call too. I got this headache that's like been forming. I took some medicine early. I'm just like I need to like go like
Yeah,
de-stress and rest
what's
for a
up,
bit.
Lemon?
Yeah, you're fine, Manico. You take care, man. Have a good night.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Later. And Nick, I was just going to say, like, this is why I told you don't, like, feel like you're going to lose all the time. You always assume you're going to lose.
I don't know. It's mostly just if one pivotal thing happens that late in the game, you know.
You stress out way too hard, my man.
Well, with how late I've been up and me just finishing a week of work, can you blame me?
Have a good night, David. You shouldn't have stayed up as late as you did, but I appreciate you, like, being dutiful, but no, take care of yourself, dude. Have a good night.
But yeah, I appreciate your advice, and I will head to bed now.
Good night, Nick.
Take care. Have a good night, everyone.
Well, everyone, this was a very productive stream for me. And I appreciate y'all being here. And I appreciate all the support, all the raids, and all the subs and bits, because you guys are the best. And I never know how to ever express how much I appreciate all y'all. Yeah, can we get shouts for Time Thief and Maniacal? I guess Nick too. Shout out me. But yeah, like, I never know how to say thank y'all enough, and I appreciate y'all for being here. I appreciate y'all enjoying the stream, and I really appreciate y'all just, you know, just being cool people, whatever you are doing. But yeah, I guess that's just going to be it for now. Let me give you guys a heads up for the schedule for this week. Next stream will be tomorrow night. We're going to be doing Hades. Ignore the question mark. I don't know why that ended up there. Friday will be more Mario and Luigi Brothership. I'm going to be hanging out at Maniacals on Thursday for the Game Awards. If you guys want to check that out, consider hitting up both Maniacal and my streams. If there's any changes to the schedule, though, y'all can follow me on Twitter. Thank you, Star. Y'all can follow me on Twitter, Blue Sky, or YouTube, where I post stream updates, general shenanigans, and my Twitch VODs on YouTube. Alternatively, y'all can hit up the Discord server where we talk about anything and everything. We're a very friendly bunch there, and we're always welcomed in any new faces. We also do movie nights in there every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're currently doing a superhero marathon at the moment, and the next one we're watching on Monday is the 2004 Ang Lee Hulk movie. If you guys want to check out that bit of insanity, consider hitting up the Discord server where we host it. All right, that's going to be it for now, though. If you give me a moment, I'll go find ourselves a raid target, and if you have a raid messages in mind, let me know. Alright, I got a raid target. As for what we'll raid with, the answer is 42. You know what? We'll go with that, sure, why not? Lighter 42? Nah, it's good. We'll raid with that. As for who we're raiding Edobean. She's currently playing Fields of Mystria. I assume that's probably a farming sim, so how about y'all go give her all the love? She's been having some financial troubles lately as and stuff, and I think she needs some, like, comfort. So, and I know you guys are really kind, so show the kindness that you guys have shown me. Be good people. KV, are you actually anonymous? Well, whoever anonymous is, thank you for the gift sub to Maniacal. It actually was not KV. Okay, that's a freaking miracle and a half then. Well, Anonymous, appreciate you, and I appreciate KV as well, and I appreciate everybody else who lurked, watched the stream and whatnot. But yeah, I'll catch y'all tomorrow for Hades. Until next time, stay safe. Take care of yourselves, and remember, love always. Have a good night, everybody.